Or do you like it? Nicknames are good sometimes.
Yeah. Well, so like how when it's your birthday coming up, which it's my birthday month or whatever, like they kind of give you a little heads up. And I appreciate all the work that they do and everything. But when they say November birthdays and it's Austin Lane and this must be Thanksgiving themed, AKA free range hot buns. you guys like that? Is that good for you?
What's up? It's Casey. College basketball season is back, and Florida State kicks off their season tonight. Here the Seminoles take on the Penn Quakers tonight. Coverage starts at 8:30. The game is at 9. Florida State starts the season ranked number 20, and they will look to ascend all season long. Remember, you can listen to FSU basketball all season long right here on ESPN 690.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi right now. Free agent receiver Odell Beckham Jr. getting ready to choose his next team is focusing on the Chiefs, Packers, and Saints, reports ESPN's Diana Rossini. OBJ wants to spend the rest of this season with a playoff contender. The former Browns receiver cleared waivers yesterday. Vikings coach Mike Zimmer says a player was hospitalized because he was having breathing issues due to COVID-19. He's in stable condition but remains hospitalized. ESPN's Courtney Cronin reports the player is offensive guard Dakota Dozier, who is vaccinated. The Vikings have 5 players on the COVID-19 list. As the Packers prepare for Sunday's home game against the Seahawks, they do expect they'll have quarterback Aaron Rodgers on the field. Coach Matt LaFleur, though, will have a game plan for second-year QB Jordan Love just in case. Saturday's the earliest Rodgers can return from the COVID list. Even with an extended absence from the field, Rodgers will be fine once he's back, says ESPN's David Pollack.
When you've played quarterback for 35 years in the NFL like Aaron Rodgers has, absolutely. I mean, he's seen it all. He's done it all. And, oh, by the way, their defense is playing good football. Like, this team looks, Dylan looks great running the football. Like, this is a really, really good football team.
Jets quarterback Mike White will start a third straight game Sunday against the Bills. Coach Robert Saleh said Zach Wilson's knee injury a factor in the decision. Joe Flacco backs up White this week.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Middle of the week, hump day. Action Sports Jax, ESPN 690, Austin Lane, joined by Casey pushing all the right buttons. Brent Martineau, got a little work going on right now. I think, Casey, can we expect him in about 30 minutes or so?
I believe that's the case.
Is the plan. Got a chock-full show today. We got Jad Rice calling in at 4 from the PGA Tour. We got a couple SLS, and by SLS I mean Street League Skateboarding, maybe participants, maybe executives. I'm not sure who's calling in from them, but we're going to talk about that a little bit this weekend as it takes place in Jacksonville. Are you going to that? Are you going to watch some Street League Skateboarding?
Unconfirmed, but I would not mind it.
I'll be honest. I mean, if I have to pay the cover, I don't even care. As someone who grew up skateboarding, who still lives vicariously through skateboarders sometimes, I think it's going to be a pretty cool thing to see in person. So I'm definitely taking the little man to that one. Probably make it a family affair. I think that's going on Saturday and Sunday. So definitely something to check out here in the great city of Jacksonville. As far as, the breaking news today, I mean, there's a couple standpoints from the NFL. Aaron Rodgers gets fined. And when I say Aaron Rodgers gets fined, it was more like a slap on the wrist. Casey, are you surprised with what happened here? Because I think I'm going to the numbers right now. How much did he get fined? Now, the Packers got fined a good sum. But Aaron Rodgers got fined $14,650.
Yeah.
$14,650. This is me slapping myself on the wrist right now.
It is. You can see that on the stream if you're watching.
Oh, yeah, if you're watching the stream, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, you can see myself slapping myself on the wrist right now. How do you feel about the penalty? You know, there's speculation that other teams right now are frustrated with how things have transpired with Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, a guy who, I don't know if you want to call it a loophole. I don't know if you want to call it a fail-safe, but essentially took the COVID protocol, made it his own thing with the okay of the NFL, gets COVID-19, then receives backlash for going on the Pat McAfee show, and then I feel like to save face, the NFL, who's in charge of the protocol, says, well, what he did was wrong, so let's go ahead and fine Aaron Rodgers and especially the Green Bay Packers because he was violating protocol. What are your thoughts about the fine for Aaron Rodgers? Obviously, Green Bay, I think, a little heftier. I want to say it was around the $300,000 range that the Green Bay Packers are fined. But overall, Casey, what are your thoughts?
Well, when I first saw it, I said that's a joke.
Yeah.
And then that got more confirmed when I saw this stat. And I'll ask you, if you got fined $33.80 for something, how would you feel?
If I got fined $33, I mean, I don't want to flex or anything.
You'd be okay.
But I probably wouldn't think too much of it.
Yeah, and me and you are probably not in the same tax bracket, and I think I would be okay with $33.80. But the point of the story is that's what Aaron Rodgers' fine breaks down to in the normal average wage of an American.
Of the average income. Unreal.
So if you can pay $33.80 if you're listening right now, that's pretty much what they find Aaron Rodgers with, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. And then obviously the Packers organization takes a bigger hit. But once again, and I've been very adamant about this, and I'm going to keep being adamant about this. This falls on the NFL. And you can go ahead and find the Green Bay Packers. You can go ahead and try to make an example of Aaron Rodgers by finding him, whatever case you said, $33 to the average income household. You can go ahead and do that, but this still falls on you. And this is my big concern about, in terms of, number one, the NFL, who says it's all about player safety. Player safety is number one. Well, okay. But you knowingly let a guy who talked to Joe Rogan, and I love Joe Rogan, all right? I don't think Joe Rogan is necessarily a scientist. Now, I don't get political here. I'm not sure if I would be going to my doctor's needs to talk about with Joe Rogan, but you let a guy essentially go to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan gives him the prescription, let's just say, and you sign off on that. And then since it's Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, we're talking about primetime game after primetime game. We're talking about a guy who's always in the spotlight, who is nonstop breaking the COVID protocols because, well, I saw him do interviews, right? I saw him with Pam Oliver standing a couple feet away, not the social distancing like the NFL was trying to preach. I saw Aaron Rodgers, not wear the mask in the press conference like Carson Wentz does. I saw Aaron Rodgers at a Halloween party with, there's pictures. There's around a lot of people, so I would say probably hundreds of people at this Halloween party, and I didn't hear anything about it. And we broke those COVID-19 protocol rules down when the NFL released them. And we talked about how, wow, these protocol rules are put in place to sway athletes from getting, for not getting vaccinated. Like, if you don't get vaccinated, you're put behind the 8 ball. Now, you can do with whatever you can do whatever with your body that you want to do. I'm not saying get vaccinated. That's on you. And I'm not even really upset with Aaron Rodgers because, once again, he found a way to circumnavigate the rules, apparently. So how can I be at how can I be mad at Aaron Rodgers? What I'm mad about is the authority that is put in charge to govern these rules. And the authority that is supposed to say player safety, but then I look at this example and say, well, it seems like Aaron Rodgers got special treatment. It seems like Aaron Rodgers, for whatever reason, whether, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, he's a must-see superstar, whatever the case you want to make, but it seems like Aaron Rodgers kind of got off easy. And it sucks to sit here and say, well, what would have happened if this was a guy like Mike White? What would have happened if this is a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo? Would we having the same conversations right now with a slap on the wrist, or would the NFL make a scapegoat and give him punishment even more? That I'm not sure. But don't be the NFL, come up with these protocols, say you're worried about player safety, yada, 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 and then all of a sudden, you essentially slap Aaron Rodgers on the wrist, and now no one's taking you seriously. And that's where we're at right now in terms of that story. Once again, not really mad at Aaron Rodgers. Congratulations. You circumnavigated the rules. You're not missing any playing time set aside from your COVID-19, positive test. Hopefully he's back next week or this up-and-coming week. We'll see. But, hey, NFL, regulate better then. If you see a guy doing interviews next to somebody who's not vaccinated, regulate better. If you see a guy at a party with a lot of people, regulate better. Or else, don't come up with the protocols. And don't expect players to take them wholeheartedly and so seriously. Because I'm not. If Aaron Rodgers gets off, then what do I care? So that's all I want to say about that, Casey. We'll see now going forward with Aaron Rodgers, just if he can come back and play this week. If he's going to take these protocols, quote unquote, more seriously, is he going to respect wearing the mask now if he's in a press conference? Is he going to, stand a certain distance away from the reporters? Because he hasn't got vaccinated, right? I mean, he's still...
I don't believe he has.
He's still going with that Joe Rogan cocktail.
And I don't have any faith that he will, by the way.
No. Why? I mean, why would you? And he's obviously, he alluded to this. He's put in a horrible position because now, the political sides of sports, it's one side wants to champion him and the other side, wants to crucify him essentially. And once again, I'm neither. I just point the fingers at the people that are trying to uphold the protocols, uphold the law, and I think they did a really, really bad job of doing that. Another crazy story going on in the NFL, and I don't know if I was getting trolled, Casey. I thought we were pretty much on the same page in terms of Odell Beckham Jr. Mm-hmm. All right? Guy clears waivers. I think we have some maybe later from Urban Meyer talking about how Beckham Jr. was going to come here. Okay, I guess that's fine, but you know how I feel about this, and I've been echoing this since Odell Beckham Jr. was on the market. The most important thing this season is taking care of Trevor Lawrence, okay? It's keeping him upright, number one, yes, but giving him weapons, number two. Odell Beckham Jr. coming to Jacksonville immediately upgrades your room, all right? I don't care what the numbers say this year from him. If he comes to this team, he's immediately the best wide receiver, all due respect to Marvin Jones and Laviska Shenault. So I'm a little disappointed that the Jaguars didn't at least, try to get their beak wet in the Odell Beckham Jr. sweepstakes. But then when it comes out, and yesterday we reported a little bit, we saw on Twitter that, it was going to be the Green Bay Packers, which makes the most sense, right? This is a guy that has paid his dues, played in New York, didn't have the most success there, goes to Cleveland, was supposed to have success. They're a run-first team, Baker Mayfield, whatever, just they weren't clicking. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, kind of taking the spotlight away. All right, fine, so you want out. Now, the fact that he didn't get claimed on waivers is still shocking to me, but it goes to show you that maybe a team didn't want to pay that hefty price tag to bring Odell Beckham Jr. on their team. But then when it gets released today of the teams that he's interested, by the way, I thought it was just the Green Bay Packers, well, there's two more on the list. And one of those teams being the Kansas City Chiefs, which I can theoretically see, because who doesn't want to go to the Chiefs? I guess.
Fair. But why would the Chiefs want him, is my question.
I mean, so I can get from Odell Beckham Jr.'s standpoint why he wants to go to the Chiefs, because it's Patrick Mahomes, it's Andy Reid. But you're right, because you talk about a case of too many cooks in the kitchen. Tyreek Hill's got to get his targets. Travis Kelce has to get his targets. Mecole Hardman probably has to get his targets. The running game, whatever. I think they're a pass-first team. That's kind of been their MO the past couple of years. I get you want to win a Super Bowl, but what would make you want to go to Kansas City right now? Because you see what Kansas City is. And then this isn't the Kansas City Chiefs team of 2 years ago or even last year. For whatever reason, they are not clicking right now. If this is Patrick Mahomes related, if it's more Andy Reid related, whatever the case may be, the Kansas City Chiefs right now are not clicking. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know why. Because they have the weapons. Like, it's one thing of, okay, well, teams figure them out. Okay, teams figure them out, that's fine. But how do you figure out man coverage on Travis Kelce? How do you figure out, if you're playing zone coverage, stopping Tyreek Hill, and then, Travis Kelce in the middle? And then you have Mecole Hardman running these gadget plays. I'm not really sure how you figure all of that out, because they're so explosive and so dynamic where if you shut something down, then something else should be open. It's almost like you're in a life raft in the middle of the ocean, and there's holes, and you're just leaking out. And all of a sudden, all right, well, I'll plug this hole. Well, guess what? There's so 3 other holes you got to plug. You're drowning. You're sinking. That's kind of how I feel the Kansas City Chiefs offense. But for whatever reason this year, it does not look the same. And Patrick Mahomes doesn't look the same. Nevertheless, I can see Odell Beckham Jr. going to Kansas City. Okay, fine, whatever. The other team on this list, and I thought I was getting trolled here. I had to check the blue check mark one extra time just to make sure here. The New Orleans Saints, the playoff contender, Trevor Siemian-led New Orleans Saints. Casey, what am I missing here?
Yeah, my thought when I saw it, and it's on the screen right now that I'm watching on the TV in here. So I mean, they put the logo up, so it must be real. But yeah, I think the thought process there would be you're the obvious number one.
Yeah.
And you're going to get crazy targets, and they do have a chance to make the playoffs with their defense. So my thought would be that team coming from Odell would be, I'm the guy now. I'm the captain now. Mm-hmm. So that's my thought process on that. And they're an outside playoff team. So I think if you go to the Saints, I think that's probably option number 3. And that's more of like okay, I think we can make the playoffs, but if not, I'm going to get 10 targets a game and I'm going to prove myself and get my money back.
I got you. So you think that it's more of a career move than it actually could be a Super Bowl move? Because keep in mind who's throwing the ball. And unless they make a change with Trevor Siemian, how much confidence do you have right now in Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill?
Not a lot, but yeah. I think if Odell goes to the Saints, and it's weird to say, that's like the good guy move. They're not the obvious favorite. They have the quarterback problems. They might make the playoffs. And think about if they do make the playoffs. You can look at it and be like, oh, they wouldn't have done that without Odell.
No, so out of these 3 teams, the Packers, the Chiefs, and the Saints, if Odell Beckham Jr. chooses to go to the Saints, then I'll take back anything bad I ever said about him. Because that is essentially believing in your abilities, believing in your skill set, and saying, hey, I can elevate this team to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Would I do it? Absolutely not. Okay.
Well, no.
If it's me, I'm going to Green Bay, no questions asked. Okay. And I think someone's got to, and I think we have to wonder as well that this is kind of like a leverage play to see, can you get a couple extra bucks out of Green Bay? Because like if you're the Packers, I'm not sure how desperate you are for Odell Beckham Jr. He definitely elevates your offense, right? And you want to talk about a roster right now who, their backup receivers or their 2 receivers, talking about Allen Lazard. We got Valdez-Scantling, Randall Cobb, Malik Taylor, and then rookie Armani Rodgers. They're not knocking anybody's socks off. You got Devontae Adams, obviously, which is a big one. But to me, it's definitely a no-brainer. So I'm not sure if Odell Beckham Jr. is mentioning the Chiefs, the Saints in some kind of leverage play. But if you want to have maybe career numbers, if you want to possibly win a Super Bowl, then to me, it's got to be the Green Bay Packers. And also, let's take a look at the other side of things. We have no idea right now what the dialogue is like between Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Before the season started this year, I think we all assumed, well, this is his last year. And I think he even said it's the last dance, right? It's the last dance a la Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. So you got the sense that this was one more time Aaron Rodgers suiting up with that Green Bay Packer jersey before he goes on to either a new team or he calls it quits. Now, throughout this season, I remember game 1, there was definitely some trials and tribulations, getting absolutely curb stomped by the New Orleans Saints here in Jacksonville. And I think a lot of people thought, well, he's lost it, right? He's lost this team. He doesn't care. The Saints, Jameis Winston absolutely embarrassed him, etc. But then all of a sudden they start stringing win after win after win together. And all of a sudden you find yourself playing in Arizona and you win a game where Devontae Adams was out, where, his go-to tight end, Robert Tonyan, was out later in the game due to an injury. And Aaron Rodgers single-handedly pretty much beat the Arizona Cardinals. So he's still got some left in the tank. I guess my question is, if you bring Odell Beckham Jr. here, does that help right the wrongs, maybe, that this organization has put Aaron Rodgers through the past, decade in terms of their draft picks, in terms of getting Aaron Rodgers weapons? Because for one of the greatest quarterbacks possibly of all time, the fact that you have, and listen, I love these guys, they're great players, but the fact you have Allen Lazard and Valdez-Scantling as your 2 receiver and a 40-year-old Randall Cobb to give Aaron Rodgers, to me, that's a little disrespectful. And I think if you bring in Odell Beckham Jr. for the Green Bay Packers, that at least shows, hey, yeah, maybe we haven't drafted the best for you. Maybe we haven't had your back all the way. But here's Odell Beckham Jr. Enjoy this dude.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And what's fascinating, by the way, about 40-year-old Randall Cobb, he's been good.
He has.
And that's definitely 100% because of Aaron Rodgers. I'm not trying to, say Randall Cobb would be that good if he was on the Jags. But Randall Cobb has been serviceable. I think what it's going to come down to is, yeah, your point is obvious because Odell would obviously start to help Aaron Rodgers fix what's going on with the Packers. But I think what it really boils down to, and this is going to sound really dumb, but how much do they like Allen Lazard? Because Odell has to play outside, right?
Correct.
And Allen Lazard's too big to play inside.
Correct.
So I know it sounds ridiculous, but if you want to try to develop that guy and you think that's your guy, you probably don't sign Odell. I would do it, but I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah. And who knows? I guess selfishly, I want to see what Odell Beckham Jr. can be with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because we've watched Aaron Rodgers elevate how many wide receivers? Allen Lazard being one of them. Jaguars practice squad member, goes to Green Bay, and then obviously he's doing his thing now. Randall Cobb coming from Houston was kind of just a forgotten name, comes to Green Bay by request of Aaron Rodgers, by the way, and kind of has a renaissance or resurgence in his career. So, yeah, I want to see what Odell Beckham Jr. can do with Aaron Rodgers. I want to see what Odell Beckham Jr. can do when teams still got to double team Devontae Adams. And to me, it's the ultimate litmus test. Because if you're Odell Beckham Jr., you go to New Orleans, you might get double teamed. All the focus is going to be on you. You go to Green Bay, you fit in a winning franchise, you're not going to be double teamed. All the focus isn't going to be on you. Let's see what you got. And let's see if you're worthy of the money that you claim that you're worth. Let's see all of that. You think Aaron Rodgers is there next year in Green Bay still? Or you think he's gone?
If you would have asked me this before the season, I'd say gone.
I'd say for sure gone.
Now I'm kind of, especially after all this, because now when you look at this situation from that lens, it's like they're letting him do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
The organization.
Yeah, he's almost like
him.
He's almost like the GM. It's almost like Michael Jordan in Space Jam, where he kind of manages the rod. Yeah, he's got everything.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, go ahead and give me Randall Cobb. Yes, sir. Here's Randall Cobb. Maybe. And here's another thing too. Maybe he doesn't want Odell Beckham Jr. like you were saying. Maybe he just doesn't feel like it's a fit. But you gotta feel like if Aaron Rodgers wants Beckham, Aaron Rodgers will get Odell Beckham Jr.
Absolutely.
Because that's where he's at right now in this franchise.
And wouldn't that be funny? They finally hey, you want a receiver? He's like, nah. I'm good with this guy. We're okay.
All good. If you just keep giving me this defense that's playing pretty well, give me Allen Lazard, Valdez-Scantling, and Devontae Adams can stay off the COVID protocol. Yeah, I'm all set. Thanks, though.
You got me Randall Cobb, so we're good here.
That's a good point, man.
Super Bowl or bust, we got Cobb.
And that's a good point, man. When we come back on Action Sports Jax, we'll talk some Jaguars. We'll be joined by Brent Martineau. Still feeling good, tableless, if you will. But eventually, Casey, he's got to pay the piper.
He will. I really think he will.
For whom the bell tolls. You think he will? I guarantee he will. Eventually.
Well, yeah, eventually.
Got to pay the piper, man. More on ESPN 690 when we get back.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny and nice today. Temperatures will reach well into the 70s, a little cooler at the beaches. Partly cloudy tonight into the upper 50s, and a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow. A few scattered showers on your Veterans Day, but also plenty of dry hours. Temperatures will reach the upper 70s. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save up to 41% off during Beard's anniversary sale.
To remind pet owners that Progressive covers pets on our auto policy at no extra charge, we're making a really cute pet-themed radio commercial. Hear that snoring? 2 sleeping puppies. Oh, they're awake! And they're heading over to that cute chubby baby that's just sitting there. What? Oh, now they're licking his face. Words will never do this justice. You'll just have to picture it.
Get coverage for your pets with an auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
You know when you order a new video game, or a golf club, or a blender, and then it arrives at your door, you get a little thrill. Imagine how much more thrilling it is when you order a new car. With Nissan at home, you can shop for the perfect ride and order it without ever having to go anywhere. Sure beats a golf club or a blender. Buy a new car entirely online with Nissan at Home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway. Thrill starts here. Services may vary at participating dealers, subject to applicable law. See dealer for details.
Alexa, how do I drive more customers into my business?
First, people will need to hear about you. Then you need to be online where they look for you. Then you need to...
I don't have time for that. I need to run my business.
Okay, searching for a local team that can help.
CMG Local Solutions. Visit cmglocalsolutions.com today.
Camrys, Corollas, RAV4s, Tundras, and more. When you're ready to buy a new Toyota, you've got to get to Arlington Toyota. At Arlington Toyota, they've got 300 new Toyotas available, plus interest rates as low as 0% on over 10 new Toyota models. 0%. Plus, you get 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. And every new car purchase gets a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Shop arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/November for full details.
Hey, you were supposed to be here 10 minutes ago.
Boss, I'm a little freaked out right now.
What's wrong?
It's SafeTouch Security and their video monitoring systems. They're popping up everywhere.
Oh, for a minute you had me worried.
Boss, my next-door neighbor's got SafeTouch video monitoring, the place across the street's got it, and now I notice there's one next door to the one across the street.
Keep it together now.
Boss, I'm surrounded. It's never been more dangerous to be a crook.
Whoa, easy. Look, you're not planning to break into your neighbor's house, are you?
Well, no.
Problem solved. Don't steal their TV and everything will be fine.
Okay. Yeah, that makes me feel better.
Oh, good. But when we're working, we still gotta stick to the Crooks or Us golden rule. Stay away from SafeTouch houses.
Yeah.
Now get over here. We got work to do. Now, for a limited time, the SafeTouch Advantage plan includes free equipment and installation for new customers with an Advantage monitoring agreement. The SafeTouch doorbell camera, a $200 value, can be added for just $99. Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Smoked for hours, served in minutes. Now that sounds like good barbecue. And it is at Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. Open 7 days a week. Try the smoked wings, southern sides, and big old platters. Trivia night and kids eat free specials during the week. Check out the Willie Jewell's app and catering for all events. Order online and skip the line. Visit williejewells.com to see other locations in Florida and Georgia. Yulee to St. Augustine, Brunswick, and Kingsland. Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. Smoked for hours, served in minutes at Willie Jewell's.
For the ones who are always in the know.
Delivery confirmed.
For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Slip and falls can be embarrassing, leaving you in pain and feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. After a fall, document the scene by taking photographs and make sure to get medical attention for any injuries you may have. If you've been injured in a slip and fall accident, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Whether on your radio, on your phone, or your smart speaker.
Now playing ESPN Radio.
He's seen guys that's not even going to make the team. He's going to throw for 4,000 yards in a game.
Wake up with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
I would say Green Bay, they've desperately been trying to develop a bona fide two opposite of Devontae Adams, which he'll continue to be the main target. And then you got Randall Cobb, which is a slot guy. You got Alan Lazar, who can play in or out. I'd like Green Bay for him, to be honest with you. He'll fit in that locker room. He'll fit with those players. There won't be any animosity. There won't be issue. I like Green Bay's a good one.
I think Green Bay is the only one. Was that Keyshawn? Sorry, I wasn't listening wholeheartedly. Yeah.
Yep.
I think Green Bay is the one. Could be Kansas City. Could be New Orleans. I think we got Chris on the line right now. Want to talk about why it could be New Orleans. Chris, how are we doing today? Odell Beckham Jr. to the Saints. Is that correct?
He could. I heard earlier that he went to LSU and he played high school football in New Orleans, so I think that would be a big draw for him going to the Saints.
No, this is true. And keep in mind, I mean, he has come out and said many times, whether it's on Twitter or in interviews, that he has a lot of respect for what Sean Payton does and thinks that he calls the best offense in the entire NFL. So there is the hometown connection there. There is the respect for the coach there. I just think, though, if you're a wide receiver, you're still worried about getting money and you're worried about your legacy and winning a Super Bowl, I'm not sure if I'm going to trust Trevor Siemian to shoulder that weight.
The other thing I think about Green Bay, I'm from Wisconsin. 1996 was the season we won a Super Bowl, and halfway through that season, if you remember, we picked up Andre Bad Moon Rising, and he contributed, actually caught a 50-yard touchdown pass in the Super Bowl that year.
That is a fantastic point, Chris. Chris, but by the way, where in Wisconsin are you from?
I'm from Neenah, but I spent a lot of time in Waupaca. All my cousins live there.
Oh, I got you, man. Shout out to Waupaca. Go Comets. That's where I played hockey, by the way, about 15 minutes away from Iola. Not even about 8 minutes away from Iola. Chris, thanks for the call. Go ahead.
You got it, buddy. See you.
Yeah, thank you, man. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great point. I just think it makes too much sense from the Green Bay side of things. Yeah, you know, you have the home field advantage if you're New Orleans and, you know, you went to school there, and if you're from there, okay, fine, that's fantastic. But that's what the offseason's for, is going back home. I remember I always had people ask me, like, how cool would it have been to have played for the Green Bay Packers, a team that you grew up as a fan as a kid and you went to a game and, you know, you grew up cheering for on the TV. And I always say the same thing. It would have been cool to maybe win a Super Bowl, but actually going back home where, you know, during training camp, I'd probably have my friends tailgating in the parking lot, doing keg stands, trying to offer me one, not let me focus. Sometimes it's good to get out of that hometown setting and kind of get to Jacksonville where you can get your mind off things. Now, Odell Beckham Jr. is definitely in the point of his life where, you know, I think distraction stuff shouldn't get to him. You know, he's a seasoned vet. He's seen it all. So I'm not saying Beckham Jr. goes to New Orleans and, you know, he loses focus. That's not the case at all. I'm just saying, from my standpoint, when I was getting drafted, I wasn't going out of my way to say, hey, I hope I get drafted by the Green Bay Packers. And the other comparison that I have was as a kid who was born in Chicago, is when I played for the Bears, like, I was excited to go to Jacksonville. I didn't really know much about Jacksonville. Casey, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was kind of an unknown to me.
Right.
You know, you grew up watching Fred Taylor, Mark Brunell. I was there for the very first Jaguars training camp in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Got Mark Brunell's autograph. Got Tony Baselli's autograph. So like, I kind of knew the team. And truth be told, you know, back in the mid 90s, I think it was 95, 96, Wisconsin kind of adopted Jacksonville as like their second team because they had training camp in Stevens Point, and I was there for my daycare. So like, I was familiar with them, but I wasn't a diehard Jaguars fan, obviously. But like, I was excited. I was excited to go to a new city, you know, to actually get drafted and go to a team. But I remember when the Bears picked me up, and, you know, a lot had to do with Mel Tucker, former defensive coordinator in Jacksonville, then in Chicago, got the phone call saying, hey, we want you in Chicago, let's go. And, you know, as a kid, you grew up watching like those NFL Crunch Course, like highlight film and stuff like that, and you always watch that 85 Bears defense, right? So, like, to be a, quote-unquote, an outside linebacker in a Bears defense and to essentially play linebacker, like, that meant something to me. Now, I was 73. The most swaggerless number of all linebackers in NFL history.
Yeah.
Number 73. And granted, if I would have made the team, the first priority would not have been to call my family, let them know that I made the team. It would have been to go to the equipment guy and say, hey, let's go and change to 73 real quick. Let's go and get a 90 number or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But, like, it meant something to me, right? Because that organization, the Chicago Bears, like, it's storied, it's historic, and it just, you know, that Bears defense, it demands respect. And anytime you put the C helmet on in that jersey, it should mean something. Well, it meant something to me for about, I don't know, the first 2 weeks. And then it's like, okay, I'm still trying to make the team. Okay, I'm not sure really how good we're going to be. We don't really seem to be on the same page as everybody on offense and defense. I'm not sure how this season's going to go. Well, I get let go in training camp, one of the last cuts, come back, you know, towards the end of the season, and it's a dumpster fire. You know, I think they won 4 or 5 games that year. And all of a sudden, the whole prestige, the whole, wow, Chicago Bears, it meant nothing to me anymore. So I understand that some guys, they put a lot of stock and a lot of faith into saying, hey, I want to go back and play for my home team or the team that I grew up idolizing as a kid. But I'm just saying, in my opinion, I wouldn't let that sway me in my ultimate decision. If winning a Super Bowl is truly your primary objective, which it should be, then go to Green Bay or maybe go to Kansas City. If you want to go back home, that's on you then. Then go to New Orleans.
You know what's funny is I didn't even think about it.
What's that?
The whole New Orleans LSU didn't even haven't considered until Chris said it actually.
Well, and to me, he's part of the laundry list of LSU wide receivers that kind of get forgotten about a little bit, right? Because Odell Beckham Jr., I guarantee you go on the street, ask 10 people where he went to school, I bet maybe half of them can say LSU. Other half are like, it's a good question. I have no idea. Because I don't really remember him much from college. I remember, to me, what put Odell Beckham Jr. on the map was the catch on Monday Night Football. Right? It was the catch.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy how one play can propel you into a whole new echelon. All of a sudden, you start seeing him on commercials. All of a sudden, the hairstyle became a thing. Then all of a sudden, he's getting in fights with, kicking nets and all that stuff. That happened after that catch. And it's just literally, it's one play. It's one figment in time. But it meant so much to his career. And now, he's, regardless of the stats, he's still one of the most popular wide receivers, I feel like, sometimes in this National Football League, even though the stats don't necessarily correlate with the popularity.
I think we found Brent Martineau.
We have found Brent Martineau.
Maybe.
Brent, how we doing?
Yeah. I'm just hanging out with all the beer in Jacksonville.
Oh, I like that, man. I was hanging out with some Wisconsin people.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
The beer hall, part of Intuition Ale Works, I didn't even know existed, is where I'm at right now. So if you check out the video feeds, you'll be able to see me soon enough. But thanks for getting through the first half hour of the show. I was out doing a story that we're going to run on Thanksgiving for TV, so appreciate that. And I do remember Odell Beckham Jr., by the way, in college, but I hear what you're saying. He certainly became more of a star and a household name thanks to the catch and everything else. And, by the way, being a very good player, that helps too.
Of course.
What is the latest? I've been driving and setting up, and did somebody say the Saints could be an option?
Yeah, well, we had Chris from Neenah, Wisconsin call in and kind of, bring up the fact that he does have ties to New Orleans, went to LSU. So that could be the possibility. But at the end of the day, I think it just makes too much sense to go play in Green Bay, assuming that Aaron Rodgers wants Odell Beckham Jr. in Green Bay, which at this point of Aaron Rodgers' career, why wouldn't you,
Well, by the way, if you're Aaron Rodgers, you can't complain about not bringing guys in and not drafting guys and then say no to, Odell Beckham Jr., can you?
Yeah.
If your organization wants to do it, I guess you can say no, but, that's – hey, these guys haven't put good stuff around me. Instead, they picked Jordan Love up. But, hey, we're going to go get Aaron Rodgers. We're going to go get Odell Beckham Jr. Nah, thanks. That's okay. I don't want him.
Yeah. Well, no, to me, all it comes down to is it's got to be a good fit, right? And for whatever reason, if Rodgers thinks that it could be a distraction, I don't know why he would think this. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm chomping at the bit. But, you get the sense that at the end of the day, this is Aaron Rodgers' decision over anybody else's on that team.
Yeah, I think they're giving him that kind of I think everybody else is like, hey, let's make sure this is fit. Let's not get in a fight about this, but we think this could help. And then Aaron Rodgers probably rubber stamps it, or maybe the process starts with Aaron Rodgers. Could be that way. But, yeah, I don't think they're right now this year. The one thing Green Bay doesn't want to do is have any more drama. They've got plenty of it going on. Aaron Rodgers has created some of his own the entire offseason into the season, and they're still playing good football. So I think I think there will be communication. At the very least, there better be communication with Aaron Rodgers on that front. But I think the Saints make a lot of sense. I think I brought that up yesterday. The Chiefs are interesting to me because the Chiefs used to be where everybody landed, them or the Bucs over the last couple of years. I'm not even sure Odell Beckham Jr. right now is – I can't say he's not helping, but is that the problem, the weapons right now for Kansas City?
Yeah, it's kind of what we broke down a little bit of where he would fit in that offense. And – I'm not sure there's enough targets to go around with Travis Kelce, Mecole Hardman, and Tyreek Hill. So I'm not sure if I can really visualize Odell Beckham Jr. being the guy there. The problem for the Kansas City Chiefs, it's not talent at the receiver position.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know if you've talked about Seattle a little bit too, but Seattle, we talked a bit, I think, last week on the Odell Beckham front. And to me, that makes some sense too. You got Metcalf. You have Wilson coming back. You have Lockett, who's one of the most underrated guys probably in the NFL. And your defense might be playing a little bit better. Now, we'll see, but it has the last couple of games for them, one win including the Jaguars. But what Odell Beckham Jr. and mixed in with Metcalf and also Lockett, that's a pretty nice trio of wide receivers there. You'd match them up potentially against anybody in the NFL. So I think that could make a lot of sense from a Seattle perspective, and they're willing to go get those guys, if you will. I think I talked about this yesterday, too. I just don't know if Odell Beckham Jr. is like that guy. Antonio Brown's that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Odell Beckham Jr. is as much that guy.
Yeah, so Diana Rossini came out and said that, he hasn't narrowed down to 3 teams. The Seahawks were in play before, but I guess they're narrowed down now. So it is the Packers, the Chiefs, and the Saints. And honestly, I think it's the Packers. I think it's the Packers and only the Packers. I think he threw the Saints and the Chiefs out there just to maybe has a little bit of leverage, whether you want to leverage a little more, whether it's in your contract, your incentives, your bonuses, whatever the case may be. I just think he wants to put a little heat to the Green Bay Packers and say, hey, I could go back home, could go play with Andy Reid. How bad do you guys want me?
Yeah, I think what you just said there, you can't lose sight of. How much of this is agent-driven? How much of this are the teams as interested as you might hear from reports? And there's probably a lot of information being fed to help drum up the excitement if there's not a ton of excitement. Remember, this guy was not claimed on waivers, and anybody could have taken a shot at him. Now, it came with stipulations, of course. So it'll be really interesting to see where Odell Beckham lands and how much he can help. I don't know how good of a player he is anymore, or if he's just in a funk, or if it just didn't fit in Cleveland. So he's only 29 years old, though. He just turned 29 the other day. So he still has a lot of football ahead, potentially. All right, we're up and running now on the Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. You can check us out. We are here at the Beer Hall, B-I-E-R, that is, Austin. That's how you say that. Beer is a tough word for me sometimes with the Rhode Island accent, not going to lie.
That'll happen. It's one of the very first words I ever learned, being from Wisconsin. So I got you beat there.
But is there a difference between B-E-E-R and B-E-A-R? My family says that I say it funny all the time.
Okay, say it. Now I'm confused.
You mean bear?
But yeah, you said bear.
Bear or beer?
You just spelled it B-E-A-R. That's what you just said.
B-E-A-R.
Well, I just said the difference between the two. B-E-A-R or B-E-E-R. Do you say it differently?
Beer and bear? Yes.
Do you, Casey?
Beer.
From Florida, no accent.
Bear. From Indiana. Beer, bear.
Pour me a beer. Pour me a bear? I can't do it.
What? Anyway, let's sleep on that. Let's think on that. Let's take a break here at Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. You got the Skateboarding World Championships in town. That's why we're really here, not for the beer.
Yes. Did you see any skateboarders?
Yes, that's why. Not yet.
Okay.
But there's plenty of room to skateboard in here, actually.
No, yeah, it looks
this
like
is like a concert hall.
See some, is that like
you know what they say? It's like
those moose antlers behind you? What are they, not moose?
It was like Mavericks.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, those are well, those are somewhat antlers.
Yeah, it was big antlers.
Yeah, this is kind of like the idea was to be like the old Mavericks.
Okay.
In terms of small capacity, put on a show. There's a stage over here and everything else. So
I like it.
I don't think we're going to have a concert today, but this is where the gathering is for to kind of kick off the Skateboarding World Championship week. And we are here. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. We're on location once again. Take you up until 6 o'clock. Players Championship makes a big announcement today. We got some skateboarding. We got some football. We got some golf picks. We got a little bit of everything coming up today on ESPN 690.
Hey. Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big when you call 8338-ROCKET today. For example, with a $250,000 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, you could get a new low rate under 3%. If your current rate is over 3.75%, you could lower your payment by over $100 a month, saving thousands in interest. But you've got to act now, because no one knows how long these low rates will last. So when you need a simple way to get big savings, Rocket can. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Refinance offer assumes a rate of 2.99%, 3.21% APR, 70% loan-to-value ratio for the cost of 1.75 points. $4,375 due at closing. Monthly payment of $1,052.66. Taxes and insurance not included. Payment will be greater. Rates current as of 7/26/21. Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-519-3035. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-519-3035. That's 800-519-3035. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Marcus Roberts, and I've been blind since I was 5 years old. I'm a jazz pianist and composer, and I've been fortunate to perform all over the world for more than 30 years. I am also a proud graduate of the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind. While there, I had great teachers who specialized in working with blind and visually impaired students. FSDB provided me with many of the essential skills I needed to succeed. The school is a state public school available at no cost to eligible K-12 Florida students who are deaf, blind, or both. FSDB helps students to do more, be more, and achieve more. It prepares them for a lifetime of success. For more information, call 800-342-3732 or visit www.fsdbk12.org.
A healthier you is the first step toward a healthy baby. When planning a pregnancy, baby steps toward better health can deliver big results. Exercising regularly and eating a balanced diet will help you reach or maintain a healthy weight and increase the likelihood of a healthy baby. Taking a multivitamin containing folic acid every day helps prevent birth defects, and regular medical and dental checkups are especially important when planning for pregnancy. To learn more about taking your baby steps toward a healthy pregnancy, call Florida's Family Health Line at 1-800-451-2229.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Basket Brigade, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, knows that any act of kindness makes a difference for many. Make your donation so that families in our community receive grocery gift cards to make their purchases. To donate, visit ESPN690.com. Thank you for donating to make a difference.
Yeah, they're kind of on fire the last, I don't know what the exact stat is, but the last 4 or 5 games, they've been hard to defend. Carson Wentz is a guy that when I was first hired, I remember sitting with Shad and Trent, and we just were talking about quarterbacks. He's a guy, just because of my relationship with Doug Peterson, I just watched him play, and he spreads the field. He's athletic, he's tough, and obviously a very good thrower. Yeah, they're doing very well. You know, the guy that starts it's not just Taylor, but the second running back's excellent too. And then Pittman, the big receiver. So yeah, they're doing a lot of good things right now.
Jaguars coach Urban Meyer. Can we see a repeat performance from this Jaguars defense like we saw against Buffalo? Now, that's a lot to ask. Holding the top offense in the NFL to essentially 6 points, that's a tough task for anybody to ask. But at the same time, if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, condolences, because you drove all this way twice and you didn't see a touchdown. They have yet to see a touchdown, Casey, really in the past, I don't know what, 5, 6 years here, 7 years in Jacksonville.
So stop coming back.
You hate to see it. Yeah, just keep your tables in Buffalo, huh?
Yeah.
Keep your tables in Buffalo. But the Indianapolis Colts, they're going to present more of a problem, I feel like, than even maybe the Buffalo Bills, even though the numbers may be a little deceiving. Because when you talk about the Indianapolis Colts, number one, they have a head coach in Frank Reich, who's an offensive kind of minded guy, who loves to use trickery, motion, sometimes trick plays if you can stand it. But then they also rely on an old school ground game just between the tackles with Jonathan Taylor. So it's a nice combination of both things. And alluding to Urban Meyer, what he had to say, then you have a guy like Nyheim Hines, who is kind of like the Swiss Army knife, if you will, who can run between the tackles, but is also a very gifted receiver, whether it's out of the backfield or in the slot or line up on the outside in the one receiver position. So you have a lot of things that you have to be mindful of. I think the game plan in Buffalo, it was great because you knew that you had to stop Josh Allen. You weren't worried about Devin Singletary. You weren't worried about Zach Moss. It was stopping Josh Allen. It was putting Shaq Griffin on Stephon Diggs. You know, it was stopping the slot receiver of Cole Beasley, and it was stopping their tight ends. And, you know, we had Dwan Smoot on yesterday, and he kind of, you know, peeled the curtain back a little bit and kind of explained the game plan of how, you know, Josh Allen loved to step up in the B gap in that pocket, and the Jaguars took that away. I think the same could be said for Carson Wentz, where if you get him stepping up in certain directions, he's going to make mistakes. He's going to give you the football. He's going to, you know, maybe give you some turnovers. You know what happens with turnovers? Much like bananas, they come in bunches.
So I've heard.
They come in bunches, Casey.
Yeah.
And I think Carson Wentz could give you some opportunities there. But you have to get to those points. And by getting to those points is what you have to do, what you've done the entire year. It's what makes you one of the, you know, the better defenses in terms of stopping the run in the entire NFL. And you have to shut down Jonathan Taylor. And you have an offensive line now for the Indianapolis Colts that's getting healthier. They're starting to get their bearings. And you have a running back in Jonathan Taylor who, you know, next to Derrick Henry and maybe Alvin Kamara, is playing at a very elite level right now, not only in the run game, but also starting to come along in the pass game as well. So to me, this game for the Jaguars defense, it's going to be more based on communication. It's going to be more based on all right, is Nyheim Hines in? Where's he lined up at? We have to account for him. But it's also going to be based on physicality, because this team still wants to run the ball. This team wants to give Jonathan Taylor the rock. And this team, I feel like, doesn't necessarily want to put the ball in Carson Wentz's hands to win the game. As far as receivers are concerned, one would assume that, you know, you're going to put Shaq Griffin on Michael Pittman. We'll see with T.Y. Hilton. I get right now that he's on the back nine of his career, but when he's in, definitely a guy you got to be mindful of. And then guys like Paris Campbell, I think they have Pascal as well. You know, speedy slot guys, gadget guys that do have speed that can give you those crossing patterns, which have given the Jaguars fits before. But if the Jaguars can kind of replicate what we saw against Buffalo, that zone coverage, keeping those speedy guys in front of you, well, I think you have a chance to at least compete with this Indianapolis Colts offense.
Don't forget about Mo Alley Cox.
And Mo Alley Cox as well, former basketball player, now turned tight end.
Yeah, who hasn't been a basketball player that turned into a tight end? Just about everybody. Carson Wentz, does he scare you, though? I mean, after watching what the Jags did to Josh Allen, Carson Wentz is a guy that will make mistakes, you know, with probably less pressure. We've seen it already. And so he's not like he's been good, Austin, but he hasn't been great. And I think the numbers have been probably better than the way he's played is kind of what I'm gathering from reading stuff out of Indianapolis. I don't think they're like, holy cow, this guy is back. It's not still the Carson Wentz that probably was an MVP candidate in Philadelphia. I just don't know if he is feeling it like that. But he'll make some mistakes. He's not as mobile, I don't think, as he used to be, although it looks like he's getting some of that back too.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, I don't think the Colts are putting this game in Carson Wentz's hands. I think they're going to go with the run-first philosophy or just the safe philosophy of dumping the ball off, whether to Nyheim Hines or Jonathan Taylor, and kind of take the ball out of Carson Wentz's hands a little bit. Now, if we've seen this Jaguars defense like in the past where they can shut the run down, then all of a sudden that puts more pressure on Carson Wentz, and then it's time to see what that guy has. But we've seen Carson Wentz under pressure. We've seen if you're able to manufacture pressure or rush or get home with 4, he does not like that. And in terms of whether it's the ankle injuries that he's had, he's not 100% in terms of mobility. So, yeah, mistakes can happen and turnovers can happen in bunches.
All right. I have had I had twins. Well, I didn't. My wife did. We did. You have a little guy.
I do.
Casey is yet to venture into this world of parenthood, I believe.
It's not a race, Casey.
Yeah, it certainly is not. Enjoy your time. Carson Wentz apparently has told his wife that if she goes into labor and delivers Sunday, that he's still playing.
Yeah.
What would you do, Austin Lane?
It's a tough one. This isn't his first kid though, right? Or is this his first kid?
Think so.
I don't think it is.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Man, if I was the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, I would probably play as well.
So if you're the defensive end, you wouldn't?
No, I mean I'd probably play regardless. Well, I mean I would try. I would hash over with my wife and I would ask her what she thinks about it. But if she's cool with it and everything, I'd probably play.
Casey, you haven't ventured into this yet.
I haven't, no. Colts low-key wishing, by the way, he would go so they can save those snap counts against that first-round pick.
I think they're in danger with the snap counts. I think they're in trouble. He's played every snap but, whatever. he's pretty high percentage. I think he's 98 or 99%.
Yeah, but, there's still a chance.
What is the number on that, by the way, for the Eagles pick? Is it 80-something, 85?
Yeah, I believe it's 85, and he's going to hit that. When they sent him out there to knee against the Jets, I was like, you could have saved snap there, Frank Reich, but that's okay. I don't really know how to answer this because haven't really, been faced with anything even similar in style. I guess I would have to do whatever Amanda would say I have to do, so that'll be my answer because I know she's listening.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
I mean, I don't know, though. If Carson Wentz's wife, if he asked his wife, I think she'd probably say, yeah, I want you here for the birth of the kid.
Yeah, maybe. Or else she would say, go do what you have to do. I mean.
She said go collect that game check.
Yeah, I was going to say. Football probably provides you a pretty nice and enticing life being a starting quarterback. So I think she understands that as well.
I'll tell you this. That was an awesome day. A great day. I wouldn't want to miss it. In hindsight, I wouldn't want to miss it.
Yeah.
It was that good of a day. It was cool. So now you could do Smoot and just work it around the game schedule and
no, for sure. And hopefully that's what happens with Carson. Yeah.
I think it actually is some folks, military or other jobs, they just can't help and be there, right?
Yeah.
And they would wish they could. But some people get the decision to make off their job. Did you see actually, Case, remember, I don't know who it was in the World Series, he took paternity leave, in Game 6.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't remember who it was.
I forget his name. Who was? I don't know. But, I don't know if I'm doing that in the World Series. On a Sunday in November, maybe, but in the World Series?
Hey, either way, I'm not going to fault anybody for it. Family comes first. More power to you, man.
Yeah, that's true. Fall in line. All right, we'll be back. We are on the road. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Some golf picks, Players Championship tickets are out there, too. A little different this year. We'll talk about it when we come back on ESPN 690.
Know what time it is? It's time to get moving. Cora Physical Therapy has opened a new state-of-the-art clinic in Kingsland on Boone and Haddock, and will be opening another one soon in Brunswick. With Cora, you have access to licensed, passionate clinicians, only the most innovative equipment, and life-changing therapies. Cora is all about treating everyone right now. It's your move. Visit CoraPhysicalTherapy.com for a free screening. No physician's referral required. Same-day appointments available.
Nights of Lights dazzles with more than 3 million lights in the historic district of St. Augustine. Now imagine doubling those lights as they reflect off the water during your tour with Redboat Tours. Avoid downtown crowds by boarding at Beach's Restaurant Marina at 250 Volano Road. Then sit back and let Captain Tony and Miss Jennifer take you on a tour you'll never forget. Don't settle for imposters. Make no mistake, Redboat Tours is St. Augustine's only USA Today Reader's Choice Best Boat Tour 3 years running. Book your Nights of Lights tours now at redboattours.com.
Look, boss, there's another Safe Touch house.
Just play it cool, drive on by.
Word on the street is these new Safe Touch security video cameras are really pinching the burglary business.
Yeah? How so?
Well, the cameras are integrated with the Safe Touch app, right? So the homeowner gets notified when someone even gets close to the house.
So that protects the entire property then?
Exactly. Driveway burglaries are a thing of the past now with these Safe Touch cameras.
Driveway break-ins. The low-hanging fruit of the burglary biz.
Yup. Boss, I heard someone even got busted for letting their dog poop in someone's yard.
Ha! Caught in the act with a Safe Touch security camera. Priceless.
Yeah, it keeps our job pretty simple. See a Safe Touch sign? Just drive on by.
Now, for a limited time, the Safe Touch Advantage plan includes free equipment and installation for new customers with an Advantage monitoring agreement. The Safe Touch doorbell camera, a $200 value, can be added for just $99. Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
There's no way that's used. Get ready, because you're going to hear that a lot after you buy an amazing, like-new, pre-owned from our friends over at Arlington Toyota. Arlington's got 300 used available. All makes, all models. Plus, you'll buy with total confidence thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange program that comes with your purchase. That's 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
For the ones who get going when the going gets tough, and the ones who know we're tougher together. For the Pathfinders breaking new ground, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as fast access to experts and 24/7 customer support. Because we know you have people depending on you, so you can always depend on us. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Bono's Pit Barbecue. Yeah, it's good. It's more than food. It's about the flavor, the tradition. It's barbecue, and it's who we are at Bono's. Locally smoked since 1949. Almost 20 locations around Jacksonville. On the menu, smokehouse stackers, sandwiches, salads, sides, and Bono's family feast. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. Authentic traditional Southern barbecue. Feel the flavor, feel the community. Bono's Pit Barbecue. Yeah, it's good.
O'Reilly. Don't miss See Better, Drive Safer month at O'Reilly Auto Parts with great deals on wiper blades, headlight bulbs, and more. Right now, get up to a $20 gift card after mail-in rebate with the purchase of select Sylvania bulbs. Plus, earn double O Rewards points with your purchase. Get ready for the weather ahead during See Better, Drive Safer month at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
couple T.Y., he's banged up a little bit, but he's legit fast, and they've got a good group of receivers led by Pittman. But what you just said, it's not finalized yet. We played really, really well with, like you said, Shelby. But we mixed into some man last week as well. You can't just sit in one. These guys will pick you apart. But this is a much, last week's was a spread offense. This is a little different. This is driven by Taylor.
That is Urban Meyer today talking about the Indianapolis Colts, of course, totally different football team coming in where Josh Allen's going to drop back 40, 45 times in a game. He'll run it himself some. Well, they're going to give the ball to Jonathan Taylor, no doubt, and sprinkle everybody else in. It'll all work off the run game. Hopefully the Jags will be able to work off their run game with James Robinson. Looks like he'll be able to go on Sunday. Hopefully back to normal. Jags need it. Urban Meyer talked today about taking some shots down the field, and if you don't have the run game, it's really hard to take shots down the field, especially since the Jags don't have the most threatening wide receivers to begin with, and I'm sure they're shading Marvin Jones, the most accomplished of the wide receiver group so far most of the season in the game plan. All right, let's shift gears, talk a little golf. The Butcher, Austin Lane, will make his golf picks in a moment or two. I don't even know why we call him the Butcher anymore because he ain't making any cuts, and I'm running away with this thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did Ricky Fowler not make the cut the final round?
Did he?
I think he did.
Did he, Casey?
He did, but honestly, Austin, I wouldn't be bragging too much about his performance.
I mean, what? I got 10 points out of it?
No, sir.
Nothing?
About 4. We'll give the standings when we get to that here in a minute. But, yeah, Butcher needs a good performance this week. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
I love that he had to jump in. He took such offense to that.
He did. You should have seen his face.
Well, they call me the Butcher because my guys make the cuts. Ricky Fowler made the cut. Let's get it right,
I don't know how to segue into that with Jared Rice, the executive director of the Players Championship, but we love having him on. And how you doing, man? I hope you're doing well. And now you got a big announcement today with the Players Championship tickets going on sale.
Yeah, doing great. Thanks for having me on, and I do appreciate the segue into these discussions. Last time it was royalty. This time the Butcher, which could just go in any different direction. So I don't know quite where to go, but if you're looking for some Austin some tips, I'll text you offline and maybe get you moved up in those standings a little bit. But yeah, big day today for us. We're pretty fired up. We announced that we're going to start ticket sales next week, and we asked folks to go to theplayers.com and sign up for our newsletter. And when you do that, you're going to get a special access code that provides you an opportunity to buy tickets starting next Wednesday the 16th and get it at what will be the lowest price of the year. And I want to be appreciative to our fans that have been so great to us over the years and make sure we get that information out to the right people. So here we go. We're looking forward to 2022.
Yeah, man, it's right around the corner, of course. I don't know. Can you tell me if you've done this in this way before? Is this different in terms of the newsletter signing up? And if you're already part of it, you can get ahead on the ticket front a little bit, like you said, discounted at this point rather than when you get closer to it. Is that normal? And I've been covering this thing for a long time, so sorry for asking it that way, but it felt like a little different of a launch.
Yeah, it's perfect. And in fact, it is a little different. And so, this is largely based on the demand that we've seen, the feedback we've gotten from the community about the experience of last year, and us trying to be a little bit more intentional and purposeful about making sure that our fans, those that really want to come out, are getting an opportunity to get access to tickets, because we know last year we had some limitations, and do so at the lowest or best possible price. Very, very commonplace is dynamic pricing. Jags do this as well. Where we could see an environment where, a week before, a couple days before the tournament, whatever it may be, that those Friday ticket prices fluctuate. So that is the ticket buying environment these days. And so, again, with that being said, with zero demand, which there is right now because we're not on sale, we want to go to our best fans, our attendees, people that have supported us in the past and said, okay, we're starting. So we want to make sure that you have access to tickets. A, haven't had, we had some limitations last year, and B, make sure you see that you're getting at the best price and kind of buy now. So that's what we're trying to get the word out is if you're planning on going, this is the best price. This is the best time. You get that email. Definitely grab your code, pop online on the 16th, and get your tickets and make your plans.
Yeah, absolutely. Jared Rice with us, for Executive Director of the Players Championship. You guys have a little bit of a feel of Christmas morning sometimes. You don't really need to change anything. It's a great event as you've made it, but it feels like you always enhance or do something around the tournament. Are we too early in that game to know yet what we might do in March? Or let me ask you this way, too. You guys have had a lot on your plate. I mean, it's trying to get through COVID. Heck, you got a new building, a new headquarters right there in Ponte Vedra, probably some moving around going on. I mean, will there be as many enhancements, changes, or could you just kind of stick with a lot of the things that have really gone well? I mean, you don't have to change sometimes just for change's sakes. I say this in a complimentary way.
I think that's really an important comment, and it's really getting back to the spirit and the environment and the energy that we've all come to know and love in the last couple of years. We all know where we were on March 13th of 2020. I know I was at the Players Championship, and a lot of us were. That, again, we don't have to go all the way back. That in a sense, we've all experienced a lot of change. 2021 was 20% of a normal tournament, and we were focused on getting our sport back, and the community came out, did what we asked them to do, participated, and it was awesome. So now 2022 is, really looking back and doing the things that we've come to be known for. That's, local restaurants and getting, top culinary experience. We were even talking today about, our barbecue partners and where we're placing them around the golf course, and specialty cocktails and commemorative cups and merchandise. I walked past the flooring for the fan shop is all down. Our new welcome experience, which will be enhanced, the scaffolding and framing is up. So we're making physical progress on the golf course, and again, just really getting back to what people have really come to enjoy from Tournament Week, and we're going to really lean in and do that well. So we're pretty fired up to get back to that, though.
Yeah, as you talk about all those food places, make sure you put ESPN 690 near the best butcher cut possible, okay?
Now we're talking.
I got that. Now we got it.
Just a little friendly tip. That's a note. Put that on the whiteboard. Is there a designation of the calendar that you look at? Is it 120 days? Is it 90 days? What do you, as the executive director of the Players Championship, say? All right, game on. And we're playing and we're always working. It's a 365-day thing. But what's the milestone date that you kind of say, okay, it's time to go?
It's a great question. A lot of times people say, hey, what do you do the other 51 weeks a year? And I try not to laugh. It's we're, in all kidding aside, we had a meeting today about the 50th playing of the Players, which will be in 2024. And you think about talking about that for a year in advance. Well, that means, you're starting to do that the day after the 2023 event. And, we're staring down the 22 event. So things happen quickly. For us, we really, summer's no shock, is a little bit slow, but, once we start building out the tournament on October 17th, that's when product starts rolling in. So for us, we kind of go from, nice, steady cadence to, maybe like a 6 on the treadmill in the fall to, November 1st is we're in the 8-minute mile pace right about now, and January 3rd is just full out sprint. So we're definitely we don't feel like it's tomorrow, but we're past the concepting phase and into, okay, we've decided what we're going to do. Now we got to go out and do it.
Well, I'm dying on that treadmill, Austin.
Yeah, I was going to say 8-minute miles. I think not. Brent actually uses like the decline on his option, so he's running downhill the entire time.
I tell you, I have a 14-year-old son who I said, let's go out and grab a run, and I thought I had a pretty good pace, and we got, 10 houses down, and all of a sudden he was gone. So, I'm not an 8-minute miler, and that was good. That was the really connected there. Thanks. So, I'm a jogger. I'm not a sprinter.
That's awesome. Jared Rice, Executive Director of the Players Championship. All right, let's tell everybody one more time about it. It will start on November 16th, so that's coming up in about a week. Theplayers.com is the easiest place to go to get all the information. And if you sign up, you might be already signed up for the newsletter, but if you haven't, sign up by November 15th at 3 p.m., and then that's when you can get in, get tickets early, get them for a discounted rate, and get a jump on 22, which, by the way, is also a great stocking stuff for Christmas gift, all the rest. So certainly great timing for all of that as well. All right, Jared, I know we'll check in with you periodically, but thanks for coming on, sharing some of that info. Good luck. Can't wait to see what's in the fan shop this year. That's always my exciting time.
We got a lot of good stuff coming out. Appreciate it. The course is looking great. And, again, thanks for having me on. Austin, don't pick Carlos Ortiz. Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
All right, done.
Thanks, man.
Done.
All right, guys.
Taking that to note.
All right, have a good one, man.
Talk to you soon.
That's Jared Rice, Executive Director of the Players Championship. All right, Carlos Ortiz off the board. There you go. Let's go. Let's get right into it, man. I mean, it's a perfect segue into the golf picks. We usually wait a little longer, but why not?
Do you know why you're not picking Carlos Ortiz, by the way?
Oh, I'm sure he's hurt or something, right?
Yeah, he withdrew.
But
he won last year, so.
Oh, really?
By the way, that's pretty good up to the minute info by Jared there.
Well, I'm sure he has like an app that, I mean, dude's a heavy hitter. When an app that tells him, I don't know, like a beeper? I don't know.
A beeper. That's better. That's better.
Dude's a heavy hitter.
I was like, if I have an app, dude has to have something better than an app.
He knows all the latest.
That's awesome. A beeper.
Yeah, man.
Seriously, like, do they even make those?
A beeper?
Like, does anybody... Do you think, like, anybody has to use those, like, in any line of work anymore?
Yeah, I think nurses in trauma units need to.
That's what I was thinking. Seriously?
Yes.
Like, they don't have, like, a newer technology, if you will?
Like
they don't all wear Apple Watches or something?
Oh, no. I think it's still a beeper. It might be, like, an updated beeper, but, like, my wife still has a beeper she uses.
Oh, so she does?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like kind of, I mean, is it... Could you mistake it for the old school beeper? Like, Casey doesn't even know what we're talking about.
I do. Okay.
I mean, I do, but like, I never saw one like as a kid. Like, I never saw someone that had a beeper. I've never like touched a beeper before, so I don't really know what it's all about.
Yeah,
I never had one. I remember them, but I got to believe that was mid-90s, maybe?
Yeah,
late 90s. Yeah. And so, like, what does her beeper look like? What's the function? Like, why does a nurse
Well, I mean, wait, is a beeper and a pager the same thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It looks kind of like a garage door opener.
Okay.
Like a thick garage door opener with some buttons on it. I don't know. I haven't looked at it too in depth. Yeah, I haven't really
you got to look at that tonight because I want to report on this. So, like, I wonder if it reads something like on the screen, or is it like a color of a light that goes off or something that tells them, okay, you got to go here, or it's an emergency or not, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll get right on that, and if not, I'll send Ben.
I mean, send Ben or just have Cody call in. Okay. Forget it. I'll check on Facebook.
Chill out, though, huh? Go and chill out with that.
I'll just ask her on Facebook.
Go and relax with that one.
And that was Beeper Talk.
Yeah.
Brought to you by nobody.
Brought to you by nobody, exactly.
Yeah, because they don't make them anymore.
That's terrific. Brought to you by nobody. Hey, what was your big dinner last night, by the way?
Oh, man. So wife made the meatballs. Meatballs with, like, some gravy, kind of like a Swedish, Norwegian type of dish, which I'm all into.
Okay.
And then I had some red velvet cupcakes and some cheesecake. Really went above and beyond on the sweets, which I appreciate. Yeah.
Did you see my picture?
No bun
I didn't.
cakes, I guess.
Picture.
I sent a picture in the group chat of nothing bun cakes.
He doesn't check text
dude,
after
hold
5
on.
o'clock.
My bad.
I know, I forgot. It was super blurry. You couldn't really tell. I knew Brent knew what I was talking about. He replied, Of
course
he was on TV at the time, but he replied.
Yeah. So I didn't see it because I was training last night. But yes, nothing. Did you go there or not? Or was it?
No, I just happened to be across the street.
Looks packed there, huh?
Dude, it was like
it was
closed.
Oh, okay.
Look how dark it was outside.
It's 6:30. Those are prime bun cake hours.
Listen, every hour is prime bun cake hour.
Okay, take your word for that one.
It's so funny. Did I tell you guys this? I don't know who I told this. No, I was telling somebody else this morning. But Steph, I think I did show you this. I didn't tell Casey. But Steph sent me a picture, but she was listening to the show yesterday.
Yeah.
And we were talking bundt cakes, and all of a sudden, she looked on Facebook or something, and nothing bundt cakes came up.
Yeah,
sure it did.
I said you might want to turn one of your settings off or something because they are spying on you. She didn't even say it. We're the ones that said it, and the phone heard it on the radio.
It's insane.
That's terrifying.
But Dan, by the way, this is a big win. Like, you don't understand how big of a win this is. When Steph gets in the car, she actually flips the station on.
It's awesome.
Or listens, because I've been on radio in other places.
Yeah.
And she don't want to listen.
Well, it's probably more for me than it is for you. Yeah, I was going to say it's probably more for me. But can we get back to why do they close at 6:30 though? Is this like a breakfast thing?
Like how many bunt cakes are you going to sell after 6:30 at night?
I mean, I don't know. I know cupcake spots open till like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night because people get that sugar rush.
Are they?
Yo, Brent.
Is that cap? Like you have evidence, or is this like a trust me?
I have definite evidence that when my wife has to work at the hospital every Friday night, my son and I will go get dinner, and then we go hit up our cupcake spot after it, and we get mini cupcakes, and they're open till 9 p.m.
Huh? How about that?
Because sweets. People love sweets.
Well, yeah, like ice cream, and I know there are like cookie places that are open now late.
So you're going to close down at 6?
Have we considered that they might not have enough employees right now?
Oh, well,
they might usually be open.
Casey, I don't get political here. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
I don't know where bunt cake sits on the political spectrum.
I'm just saying, dude. Somebody might have called in sick.
I don't want to go down that road now. I don't know if it's more of a Republican thing or more of a Democratic thing when it comes to bunt cakes. I've never heard of them, so I don't know.
They all close at 7, by the way.
If I own bunt cakes, I'm not open after 7. In fact, I'm surprised they're open after like 4.
The audacity to have a sweet shop, like a cake shop, and say we're going to close down at 6 or 7. Okay, whatever.
By the way, I hope somebody in sales is listening to all this bunt cake talk. I mean, we should have somebody on by Monday.
I mean, at least can I try one first before I make a judgment about it?
You don't need to. Trust me, it's fine.
You don't need, believe me, I'll endorse it. You don't have to.
Cool.
All right, let's. But I'll share in at least the sampling.
Nice.
All right, what do we got? We got the Houston Open.
That's correct.
Houston Open.
The situation is this, by the way. I went ahead and did the liberty of marking down individual week wins as well, because I just feel like that might come into play at some point.
Yeah.
We still go by the point system, but I just want to let everybody know I got my first weekly win.
Congratulations, man.
You did.
So I feel better now. Austin, you have 1, 2, 3 of those.
I have 3 weekly wins?
Yeah.
Now, are we counting that Ryder Cup thing
we
too?
We are, yes.
And even though my guy won the MVP, so is that an extra bonus point or not?
No. It's a weekly win.
Okay.
Brent, you have
later.
1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Yeah. So Brent leads
That's
everywhere.
all I have, huh?
The numbers will break down like this. Like I said, won this week, 82.5 from Abraham Answer after a T7. Billy Horschel really let you down on the weekend, Brent. Only 20 points.
Yeah. I love you, Billy, still.
Got to change the shoes. Change the shoes, he obviously wins.
That was ridiculous.
And Austin, I sold you short, by the way. Not 4, 14 points.
Yeah, come on now.
Oh.
T what?
Good comeback.
T 50th or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
So the numbers, Brent Martineau, 712.3. Austin Lane, 206.6.
Come on.
And me, 182.2.
Don't laugh at me like I'm not in last place right now.
No, I'm laughing that we're 500 points away.
I know,
like 4 weeks in.
That's ridiculous.
So, yeah, that's the situation. Houston Open will be played at Memorial Park. It was a tough golf course last year, only his second year playing it on the tour, like Jared mentioned. Carlos Ortiz will not be in the field, but he did win last year. Like I said, tough golf course overall. And since I'm losing, I'll just go ahead and pick first, and I will take Taylor Gooch.
Well, hold on. Casey, can we get a little setup of this golf course? Long ball golf course?
7,400 yards, I believe, par 70. There's more par 3s than usual, which is really strange. So par 3 scoring would be good.
Okay.
Carlos Ortiz did not hit a lot of greens last year, but he putted extremely well. He gained 2 strokes on the field with the putter. So you want somebody who's going to putt.
Noted. Thank you.
You can get more of this information, by the way, Fantasy from the Fairway on YouTube.
Click on it right now. Thank you. All right, so go ahead. Who are you taking?
Taylor Gooch.
Taylor Gooch. All right.
Has not finished worse than T11 all year. He's on fire.
Brent?
I'm gonna open the door for you guys a little bit. Make sure I go like 50 or 1 or higher.
Oh, so all of a sudden Mr. Chalk's not going Mr. Chalk anymore.
We'll see.
I didn't go chalk before. I'm just going to go out of the blue here and take Brian Harmon.
Casey, your thoughts?
90 to 1 odds, by the way.
Love Brian Harmon. He was a fantasy darling last year. Unfortunately, has not been playing well this year. Could turn it around, but he's hurt me once or twice already this year, so I'm staying away from Brian Harmon fantasy-wise. But Sea Island, Georgia, I believe,
lefty.
Right, Brent?
Sea Island and lefty, yep.
All right.
I've been going after the local guys.
Okay. Well, being that this is Houston, obviously we have to take into account that we have to talk about Mike Jones and Paul Wall, 2 of the greatest rappers that come out of Houston. And one of the most famous songs would be Still Tipping on 4-4s. Now, if you know it's still tipping on 4-4s, means that you know where I'm going with this pick. I'm looking for the guy that in 2021 would still be tipping on 4-4s. And there aren't a lot of guys on this tour, Brent, that would be tipping on 4-4s. But if I was going to pick one guy, in 2021 to say, you know what, maybe he's got something in the drink holder, maybe he's still tipping on 4-4s, go ahead and give me Cameron Smith. Tipping on 4-4s, Cameron Smith.
Local guy.
That's another local guy. You've taken Cam before.
I have taken him before. I thought he was from Australia.
Well, yeah, but he lives in here now.
Oh,
he is, but he lives in Jacksonville.
He's definitely tipping on 4-4s. I see him at Jags Beach all the time. We're good.
You want to talk about chalk, by the way?
Is that chalk?
Oh, my goodness.
Really?
Oh, my goodness. Chalk.
Cam Smith is chalk?
Cam Smith is really good at golf. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's fine.
How would I spell picking on 4-4s?
Tipping on 4-4s. So just
with a T, yeah.
Yeah, so TIPP, IN, then put one of those apostrophes on there, and then put the on, and then 4 apostrophe S.
Yes, that'd be correct.
All right, I just wanted to make sure.
Don't play it into the microphone.
Well,
yeah, don't play the song. I mean, unless it's edited.
No, I'm really just sharing that that's the theme of the Butcher picks on social media.
Yeah.
But I didn't want it to, be like something else. Like I thought it was 4-4 apostrophe S.
Yeah.
But then I was like, watch it be like something totally different, and I'm misinterpreting this.
Oh, no, you're okay.
Maybe don't tag Cam Smith, though. We don't want to get involved with that.
Don't give him – yeah. Also, by the way, it came down to him.
How did you get to tipping on 4-4s to Cam Smith? Like, that didn't seem to add up in my mind.
Look at him. Look at his picture on PGAtour.com. Go to the field. Look at he's kind of got a mullet. Kind of got a sly smile. Yeah. And then tell me that guy's not tipping on 4-4s.
Yeah.
I mean, Brent,
I guess so.
I'll be honest. I'm not really dealing with a murderer's row here, and guys are tipping on 4-4s in these golf pictures. So I don't know what you want from me, man.
I'm not going to lie to you.
You're the one that came up with the theme.
Well, yeah, because you said Houston, Paul Wall, Mike Jones. That's where my mind goes.
Might have went Brooks Koepka there.
Oh, so tipping on 4-4s? Brooks Koepka?
He also helped design the course, or redesign
it. I was also, so it was between Cameron Smith for me and Scott Stallings, because Scott Stallings looks like a dead ringer for Paul
good job,
Wall.
Though.
Scott Stallings not that good?
Cam Smith is elite. Cam Smith is really, really good.
Okay, good.
Just doesn't get the love he deserves.
Yeah, Cam Smith's a good player.
All right, good.
Great putter, by the way.
Like
heck of a job.
designing golf courses?
Thank you.
What was that about Brooksy?
I didn't know Koepka was already in the design game.
Yeah, they redesigned.
He's already in the design game?
They redesigned Memorial Park to host this event in 2019, and Brooks is pretty close with the it's actually the Astros owner that bought it and put in the money to make it better, and he got Brooks' opinion on it, and they moved some stuff. And then all of a sudden, Brooks comes out last year and shoots a T5 there. So he knows what he's doing on a course he helped redesign. So to answer your question in a lot of information, yes.
All right. Did somebody just say it's tipping, right? Tippin, right? Just double checking, like T as in Tom?
Yes, that is correct. Tipping on 4-4s, Brent.
Just making sure I'm right.
You're good.
I just got to sound as cool as I can on social media.
No, you're good, man.
I'm not sure they're really listening to the show and realizing how cool I'm not.
Yeah.
But at least on social media, like, man, this guy's cool.
This guy gets it.
He's tipping on 4-4.
Right. This guy gets it. We back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny and nice today. Temperatures will reach well into the 70s, a little cooler at the beaches. Partly cloudy tonight into the upper 50s, and a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow. A few scattered showers on your Veterans Day, but also plenty of dry hours. Temperatures will reach the upper 70s. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save up to 41% off during Beard's anniversary sale.
If you're like me, you come home from work and walk through a messy garage hurdling shoes and bats and bikes. Well, get the easy garage solution that I got. It's called Easy Garage Solutions. One-of-a-kind monkey bar technology that will last a lifetime. Hang the bikes and the lawn equipment. Easy Garage Solutions. Shelving and overhead storage for boxes and bins. Easy Garage Solutions. Cabinets and flooring available too. Easy Garage Solutions. Find them at easygaragesolutions.com. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Whether you're a rock-solid hard athlete or a hardcore fan, in Little League, a pro, or a weekend warrior, Cora Physical Therapy is here to help you reach your goals. We're happy to announce that Cora is now open in Kingsland, on Boone and Haddock, and we're coming soon to Brunswick. With a total of 17 clinics in the Jacksonville region, there's sure to be one near your home or work. Call or come in today for a free screening. No physician's referral needed. CoraPhysicalTherapy.com, treating everyone right.
Temperatures keep climbing, and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric, twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
An essential part of starting and running a business is managing cash flow. This involves not just generating sales revenue, but also securing financing, handling expenses, and ensuring there is working capital in order to reinvest. At SCORE, we offer advice and can direct you to resources to help address these issues. Since 1964, SCORE has helped more than 11 million entrepreneurs and small business owners. We provide free one-on-one mentoring, a library of online information, and a series of timely webinars. Go to jacksonville.score.org to see how we can assist you today.
Boss, got some bad news in the Crooks R Us newsletter.
Uh-oh, what is it?
The headline reads, Safe Touch Security proven to be more dangerous to crooks than ever before.
Let me guess. Is it the guaranteed response? No, it's gotta be the two-way communicator, right?
Actually, it's the new integrated Safe Touch Security video cameras.
Great. Safe Touch upping their game again.
Boss, now the homeowner gets notified on the Safe Touch app if someone even approaches their house.
It just doesn't seem fair.
Nowadays, getaway cars aren't even safe. Those Safe Touch systems catch everything.
Well, the good news is it doesn't change a thing. We still just stick to the Crooks R Us golden rule, stay away from Safe Touch houses. Remember that and everything will be fine.
Now, for a limited time, the Safe Touch Advantage plan includes free equipment and installation for new customers with an Advantage monitoring agreement. The Safe Touch doorbell camera, a $200 value, can be added for just $99. Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
People are still hesitant to come to the shop.
We built a place that people could come and join and meet each other and talk to one another.
Small businesses are the heart and soul of a community.
Hi. I'm Representative Kat Kamak. During these times, it's important to support your local small businesses. They are the core of our communities and keep us connected.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
From the biggest names in sports,
Justin Herbert, ladies and gentlemen,
to the stories that matter.
The New England Patriots want to play that way. They want to protect
and plenty of opinions.
It's simple. Justin Fields is better, but I'm willing to.
And it starts every morning with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, right here on ESPN Radio.
Yeah, they're kind of on fire the last, I don't know what the exact stat is, but the last 4 or 5 games, they've been hard to defend. Carson Wentz is a guy that when I was first hired, I remember sitting with Shad and Trent, and we just were talking about quarterbacks. He's a guy, just because of my relationship with Doug Peterson, I just watched him play, and he spreads the field. He's athletic, he's tough, and obviously a very good thrower. They're doing very well. You know, the guy that starts it's not just Taylor, but the second running back's excellent too. And then Pittman, the big receiver. So yeah, they're doing a lot of good things right now.
That's Urban Meyer. I always think it's so funny. Like and this is here nor there, okay? So don't read into this. I'm not being critical of it. But it's just funny how, like, Urban doesn't know a lot of people's names.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yes. Well, yeah, he doesn't play fantasy football. I don't blame him. I wouldn't know who the heck Naeem Hines was that didn't play fantasy football and know that he's a PPR monster.
Well, and it's like, you ever have, like, well, see, I do this more from calling the games than I do from playing the games. Although I kind of remember when we would scout a little bit playing basketball. But this really comes in. Like, I've read scouting reports and talked to coaches, whether it's at UNF or other places where I do the games. And it's cool but when you do the scouting report. But they never refer by name unless it's just like a stud guy. Like, it's always a number.
Yeah.
And so when these guys are watching tape of the Colts, they were looking at numbers, right, Austin? I mean, that's you're not hey, that's Joe Smith. No, that's like
you're looking at numbers, and I'm not sure if I've ever told this story before, but this is a classic example. I want to say it was my last year here in Jacksonville, so 2012 might have actually been the last game of the season playing the Tennessee Titans. I had a bunch of friends from Murray State come to that game because it's a pretty close distance from Nashville to Murray, about 2-hour drive. So they came and watched me. We played the game. I think it was a close game. I don't think we won it, whatever. But, after the game, I go talk to my friends, say thanks for coming, all that good stuff. And one of my friends goes, dude, you got to play against Randy Moss. How crazy is that? And I go, wait, what? They're like, yeah, you played against Randy Moss. And I go, Randy Moss plays for the Tennessee Titans? And they're like, wait, you didn't know that? I'm like, no, I didn't. Yeah, turns out that Randy Moss was like the third string wide receiver on the Tennessee Titans, but like we didn't even go over that in the game plan. It wasn't about stopping Randy Moss. It's about stopping the run game. So I literally played an entire game not knowing that I played against one of the best wide receivers in NFL history in Randy Moss.
That's wild. That's awesome. It's pretty cool, actually, if you think about it. You played for not a very long time, but you played with Calvin Johnson for a bit. You played against a guy like Randy Moss, I mean, and others. I mean, from Tom Brady to Peyton Manning to the rest. I mean, think about the group of people in your years that, again, I always say this, you can sit on the front porch and tell stories about, or come on over to Intuition Ale and, on the rooftop and have a pop and tell those stories about them. So I think that's kind of a neat part of it, right?
Absolutely.
Whether you're playing high school football, college football, or any sport, I think that's a really neat part of it. Laura Elizabeth, by the way, responded to my question. I have a bunch of different responses on the Carson Wentz. Should he go to the game or go to the hospital for the birth of his second kid?
I like this.
And Laura puts it maybe the best way. Big thing to remember, your kid is picking out your nursing home, not your NFL owner, GM, or coach. Those people will be long gone from your life by then.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you catch those NFL paychecks, you get whatever nursing home that you want.
Yeah, that's a good point. And
talking about that scenic view, that water view.
In Laura's case here, I'm trying to think, like, if I told my kids right now that, hey, I wasn't there when you were born, like, would they be mad at me?
I mean, it's not like they remember it.
I know it. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
So
so who cares? Like, this is about how your wife feels. This has nothing to do with how the kids feel.
Yeah, I mean, you think what? You're going to have that baby, and the baby comes out with a notepad taking inventory right away? Like, okay, Mom was here.
Look who's here.
Not seeing any grandparents. Dad might be in the waiting or vending machine. I don't see Dad either. All right, what's up, Mom? Check. Yeah.
This is really all about divorce or not, quite frankly, for Carson Wentz, and that's an expensive divorce for an NFL player.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to see that happen, right? Alimony, and it's a mess.
With the second kid, it'd be even more.
Yeah.
Ellen says, tough
Christmas
question. Hope his wife doesn't change the door locks. The way it was tweeted, by the way, on the news conference coming out of there was like, yeah, he already talked to his wife about it. Like, that's what they said. It was like he already talked to his wife about it. At least the tweets that I read didn't elaborate from that.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't like, they had this discussion. She said, hey, listen. He was like, I really want to go. She's like, no, go play. You have to go play. It wasn't like it read that way. It was basically like Carson said, yeah, I've already talked to her and told her I'm coming. Yeah. Whether she's mad or not, nobody knows.
I've made the executive decision for both of us, and I'll be playing this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. That's exactly the way it read.
Brent, be honest, though. If the Jaguars don't beat the Bills like they did, do you think that sways Carson Wentz's his opinion a little more about not being there?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think that's the way the league works. Yeah.
Gotta start taking Jacksonville a little more serious.
I didn't even think about this till right now. I got Carson Wentz in fantasy, so I really need him to show up.
Actually,
in more ways than
Carson
one.
Wentz last week, but now I can put him on the bench because Tom's coming back. Tom Brady.
MVP Tom Brady, yes.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of big-time quarterbacks, did Aaron Rodgers get fined enough for the COVID stuff? The Green Bay Packers get fined. Everybody got fined. It was, what was it, like $300,000? Didn't, Rodgers get fined about $15,000 or 14 something?
Yeah, it was 14 something. Just the ultimate slap on the wrist. Yeah, it wasn't even close to being enough.
Hey, Brent, $33.80. Can you spare it?
Yeah, I saw I think it was Darren Ravel, right, that said basically that's the average American getting fined $33.
And if I can swing it, I know you can.
Which is basically, by the way, what my HOA does to me if I don't have the flag up on my mailbox, or if my driveway's a little dirty, or if my trash can isn't inside my garage.
Let's go.
So basically, he got an HOA letter.
Yeah.
That's what he got. Aaron Rodgers got an HOA letter and then just said, screw the HOA, and got fined for it.
Yep. No, I mean, I kind of ranted about this, to start the show off with. I just think it's a bad look for the NFL because you put these protocols, you put these rules into place, and then this is how you enforce them. Not a good look by the NFL.
Okay, but and I know you discussed it, but let me ask you this. Is this a little bit the NFL saying, you know what, Aaron's got a point. We're not going to battle him on this?
Well, I mean, it's the NFL's own doing. Like, you knew that he had the Joe Rogan exemption, and you let him have that.
Yeah.
So, that's on you. I mean, you saw him do these interviews. You saw him at parties. You didn't say anything about it. Yeah, finding him whatever it was, 14,000 something, it shows you, we're probably, I mean, find yourselves. Go ahead and donate to charity because, it falls to me more on the protocols of the NFL than it does actually on Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and we discussed that over the last week. It just was in some of the stuff. Now, I know some of the stuff that Aaron said was a little outrageous to some, but some of the things that he said was basically like, hey, they came in here and they didn't tell us everything, and they shamed us into doing this, and they basically said we had to do it this way. I think this was a little bit the NFL, we're not going to fine them crazy amount of money because we don't want to go back and forth with one of our star players about this.
Well, yeah, then it's all over the Joe Rogan podcast, and all of a sudden millions of listeners are going to revolt against the NFL. You don't want that. Yeah.
So I think that's what it was. But it's an interesting it's an interesting deal with Aaron Rodgers, but you're right. It is about as big. That's a slap on the wrist if I've ever seen one for a story that got made waves around the NFL and around that really transcended sports.
Yeah.
For a couple of days, and the blatant violation of the rule. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a blatant violation of the rule. If I am other teams, more so, I'm probably a little disappointed in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, the NFL, everything, because I bet over the last year and a half they've been either dinged for worse or, back to my HOA reference, at least got a letter about something.
Yeah.
For less, I should say for less, not for worse, where it wasn't so blatant and obvious. Like those were probably cameras inside the buildings and they got a letter or a fine. And this was obvious that Aaron Rodgers was violating protocol. And so he basically flipped the NFL off with that, and they said, okay, fine, we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers being one of the best quarterbacks in the league, kind of having diplomatic immunity, if you will. And that's exactly what it is. The NFL can try to cover their tracks as much as possible, but at the end of the day, Rodgers won this thing, man. He absolutely won it, and it goes to show you that there was some flaws, there was some holes in how it went and how you went about your protocols.
Okay, yeah, that's he won it. He might have taken a big publicity hit, though.
No, for sure.
Same time.
No, he definitely did. He lost out on endorsements. People in Green Bay are up in arms about it. I understand that, but on the grand scheme of things, I think he kind of got off easy.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, let's take a break. We're live at Intuition Ale and the Beer Hall, which is right next door. It's part of Intuition Ale Works. I've never been in here, quite frankly. I've been to Intuition Ale many a times. Remember last time we were in Intuition Ale? That was Golick and Wingo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's when I had to make a fool of myself in front of Tim Tebow. Thank you, Brent.
I think you handled yourself just fine.
Yeah, but I essentially had to tell a story about Tim Tebow not signing autographs in front of Tim Tebow, which wasn't the best for my career.
Did I set you up for that?
Yeah, you did.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, because remember they brought us up to the stage. Hey, it's Brent and Austin, and then hey, Austin's got a crazy story about Tim Tebow at the Senior Bowl. Why don't you tell it? So then here I am doing crowd control, crowd work, while people are trying to talk to Tim Tebow, and I'm here bad-mouthing Tim Tebow about how he left some kids out in the rain because he was sick, and then I had to sign autographs instead, and they were not pleased about it. While Tim Tebow was right next to me.
You're a real one, though.
I am a real one.
Just keeping it real.
Yeah. Keep it real. Yeah.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
This is Action Sports Jax.
I think I'm getting closer and closer to doing the anatomy of the screenplay. I mean, what the hell? I mean, why can't we run a screen in Jacksonville for 14 years since I've been here? 14 freaking years we can't run a screenplay. And then on defense, we can't stop the damn thing. They can't stop a screenplay. We can't run a screenplay. What is going on in Jacksonville? I mean, it's unbelievable. They run screenplays in high school.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-333-1750. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-333-1750. That's 800-333-1750 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-333-1750. 800-333-1750.
In today's world, there's a lot of ways to know what's happening. At Action News Jax, we make sure our local stories have more detail, so you get every angle that impacts you. We dig for answers because you deserve the whole story. Taking time to provide context so you're clear on what's really going on. Because we know information is thrown at you 24/7. And we want you to know that Action News Jax is local coverage you can count on.
Hi there, I'm Mia. I'm Air.
You're Air?
Yeah, I just got out of the lungs of someone smoking a cheap little cigar outside a bodega. Oh, it was so smoky in there. And where there's smoke, there's
fire.
Cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, little cigars might taste sweet, but they still kill. I'm supposed to be helping people, not unhelping them.
You mean hurting?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm a bit of an airhead.
Little cigars are just as dangerous as regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Koala, koala, koala insulation.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Don't let the milder temperatures lull you into complacency. Fuel prices will continue to rise, as will your utility bills. Call us today and take advantage of our fall prices. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your headlights are getting dim? With the seasons changing, now's a great time to change them. Upgrading your headlights can ensure you'll be safe and ready to handle darkness and fog. Oh, and we recommend replacing in pairs. That way you won't have uneven lighting over time. You can get all of your lighting needs fast with our next day delivery and free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
What's your ultimate game day experience? A tricked out man cave? Deluxe tailgate? Then enter the 5-Hour Energy Football Sweepstakes for a chance to win $10,000. And make your ultimate game day experience a reality. To enter, buy any 5-Hour Energy product and upload the receipt. It's that easy. The 5-Hour Energy Football Sweepstakes. Enter today.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 and a legal resident of the U.S. Ends December 10th, 2021. For official rules and how to enter without purchase, visit 5hesport.com. Void where prohibited.
Napa know-how.
When you buy the Napa bag for 99 cents, you'll get 20% off 3 or more items. No other bag saves you 20% on wipers, premium oil, headlamps, and more, which makes the Napa bag the best bag in the world. Sorry, handbags, man bags, punching bags, bagpipes, and even you, bags out of the eyes. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa Know-How.
Napa Know-How.
At participating locations, does not include taxes and fees. Advertised sale price not available in some states. Offer ends 11/30/21.
Hey, it's Brett Mortno from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at BrentASJax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
I was just telling somebody this morning about something I've been telling you for the last few months. You want to clean up your garage, utilize the space a little bit better, maybe for your cars or for other things. Make it a man cave. Make it just a place to hang out or do some work. Make it a shop if you want. Inside that garage. Well, you got to give Easy Garage Solutions a call or look them up, easygaragesolutions.com. Monkey bar technology, hanging on hang up the lawn equipment, you hang up the bikes. The bikes take up so much space in your garage. That's what we do. Beach equipment as well. You can hang them up right with that monkey bar technology. One of a kind. The only place you can get that monkey bar technology is Easy Garage Solutions here in Northeast Florida. Boxes and bins, elevate them, hang them up, hanging from the ceiling, and that creates more floor space as well. Easy Garage Solutions. Look them up at easygaragesolutions.com. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy.
Hey, what's up? It's Austin Lane. Check out Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 or ESPN690.com.
Hey, welcome back in here on a Wednesday edition Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. We are at Intuition Ale. And get ready for the World Championships in skateboarding. Going to be in Jacksonville. We got an event coming up here in just a little bit. So some skateboarders will be out. Kind of a little kickoff party to get things going. And then we got competition and practices starting on Friday into Saturday, and it will conclude on Sunday. I've been told that like the general admission tickets are sold out, so just like VIP tickets are still left to go to Ticketmaster for those. So this is going to be a well-attended event. It's a big event, not just here in the United States, to have it in Jacksonville. But also across the globe. We've had skateboarders on in the last month or so. We may have another one on coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. But pretty cool to have it. In fact, we have some unique events in town this week, Austin Lane. And we got a women's surfing event that's taking place out in Jax Beach. In fact, we'll be joined by one of the surfers tomorrow on the show. And that mixes in with, obviously, the college basketball starting up. We got, obviously, the Jags and college football teams. We got high school football playoffs. Today was signing day. I mean, it's pretty wild to see the scope of events going on right now in the Jacksonville area. And I should mention the Icemen downtown, too. They'll be back home on Friday. So pretty good week to be a little something for everybody, as I like to say.
No, without a doubt, for sure. Hopefully, I think I'm going to take my son to maybe check out some of that skateboarding. It's like we've been saying, when we interviewed a guy like Paul Rodriguez. I mean, this is a big deal. Like this, only a few select cities get the privilege to host the Street League skateboarding event, and especially the Super Crown Championship. It's going to be a great event. Hopefully the weather cooperates, and it should be a great crowd, as you said, because tickets are already sold out in terms of the general admission. Yeah, they are. And again, VIP tickets still exist. Ticketmaster, the place to go and get them for this weekend. The surfing is always interesting. It's a few days, too. We'll mention it. We'll talk about it. Have you ever been to like a surfing event? Yeah, well, I went to the Red Bull one. Man, this is probably 4 or 5 years ago, because this one's at night, too, as well, right? Yeah. Is this the night surfing one or not? No, I think that was supposed to be last week. There was a night surfing one. Okay. Well, I think it got canceled because of the nor'easter. I'm pretty sure if I have that right. And then there's this one's a multi-day event, but I don't think it's just at night or at night. Okay. Well, I have been to the night one a couple years ago, and it was really cool kind of scene. I was a little skeptical because I'm like, well, how can you see these surfers at night and stuff? Like, can you? No, yeah. I mean, they have giant spotlights and everything, and they're wearing like neons. You can kind of see them. Yeah, it was a really cool scene, and it was packed out there at that beach for that event. All right. Hey, did we learn anything from the college basketball world last night? I mean, it was just the opener, and Duke looked okay. And Duke's good. We learned good. We learned a lot. You don't bet on college basketball night one. Oh, yeah. No, there's no way, man. Hey. Yeah, so I saw you freaking out about Ohio State, like, winning at the Horn, right? Oh, you saw that, huh? Yeah. No like, but that's cool. Yeah, Ohio State, man, it took a buzzer. Listen, I don't have to support your side gig.
I just support me. I don't know.
Was
I don't
that
know.
now? What I was trying to figure out,
I
you
didn't
said
see it,
my
Casey,
brother.
sorry.
Was that really your brother?
No.
Or was that like your brother?
What?
Like, who was that?
That's my friend.
Oh, okay. So it was your friend. Like, it was your brother, like your friend.
His
Not
brother
like
from
your
another
brother,
mother.
Like your sibling.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, just, yeah.
Bro.
I was curious.
So now he really looked at it. Still no like. Still no support.
Ooh,
but
Casey,
that's fine.
Casey,
no big deal. But yeah.
Casey, what I tell you, you got to stop worrying about those likes, man.
So that's
He does.
That's what
He's in
I've
his own head.
Yeah, I am. That's what I've learned at this point. But yeah, it was torture all night. I've never been so sick over the Houston Cougars playing some team I've never heard of in overtime. They go to overtime. They won it, but still sick.
You got to be careful on early basketball.
Yes.
Guys could be suspended. You know, teams are ranked just off name. Like, nobody has any idea if they're going to be really good.
But Duke looked pretty good last night.
Well, Duke and Gonzaga, you can pretty much put them in the top 5 or top 10 and be okay.
Yeah.
Houston and even Ohio State and others, got to be a little careful on those guys. You know?
No, for sure, for sure.
Did you see St. Bonaventure's ranked in the top 25?
I did not see that.
That is nuts.
I'll bet on them.
Memphis, by the way, too. Memphis had a good game.
Bet.
Said that
Well,
they're going to be a good
Memphis
team.
is building like a year-in, year-out program now.
Hey, has their floor always looked like that?
I think that's newer.
That is awesome.
You think so? Okay, so I'm glad we're bringing this up because, I mean, I thought about making a topic. I didn't know if we had any grounds to make a topic out of. So, Brent, in case you haven't seen this or anybody listening, their floor is essentially, it's like their, what would you call it? It's not navy blue, but it's like their
light
royal
bluish,
blue.
yeah.
Light blue mixed with royal blue. And like their entire court is like that. Super distracting. I guess, it looks cool from the vantage point of watching it at home. I'm not sure how I'd feel about that if I was a player, though. Like, to me, it'd be a little bit distracting. It'd be like playing like at Eastern Washington when their field's like entirely red.
Well, and a lot of this is a popular thing now. Like, it's Oregon, right? Oregon has all the trees or something?
Yeah, but at least it's still like colored like a court is.
Yeah, it's like hardwood still, right?
Yeah,
like brownish tones.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a thing, and they're not alone. Like, Memphis isn't alone. I'm trying to think of I'm just not in basketball mode and trying to think of who else has these. I don't know if I love. I guess I do kind of like them. I think I do kind of like it. It's different than the hardwood. You know, this is a Boston Celtics guy here now. You know.
Oh, here we go. What do you call it? The parquet floor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Floor.
Sure. My grandparents had that in their basement. Really cool.
So
awesome.
I mean,
story.
I go from what Larry Bird played on to whatever Memphis was playing on yesterday. That's a big jump.
No, it's true. True.
So-
rolling your ankles in that park. No wonder Larry Bird had that swaggerless, those shoes with those knee braces on. Guy couldn't even have a footing in that parkour floor.
Parkour.
Whatever, parquet. You know what I meant. What a joke.
I know. I like when you mixed in a different word that actually does mean something. It's really good.
Yeah, man.
But I think I kind of like it, though. It gives it some character. It's a little bit different. I think, I think, like, remember we talked about this with Nick Morrow from UNF?
Yeah.
I think when they get a new floor, I think they're going to do something like that. Now, it might not be as, like, covering everything up, but it's going to be something of the sort. I think it's going to be a little different. It's not just going to look like a hardwood basketball court.
Yeah.
What would you put on there, Brent? I mean,
we
I
joked we
understand
put our
it
logo
would
and
be
faces,
us,
but
yeah. But like, if we're being honest,
I think
some kind of like feathers, like bird kind of thing.
I kind of feel like the palm trees and beach theme would be good because they have like a lazy river,
But that's more like Florida Gulf Coast. I feel like already kind of has that vibe.
Do they have that on the floor?
Have you seen the lazy river, by the way?
No, I have not. Good. Not getting clean enough?
I changed my mind. I changed my mind mid sentence. We're not doing that.
Okay. I saw it on TV.
But they got the beach volleyball courts over there. They got palm trees. Like, that setting is good. Now, some people could say you could do the skyline of Jacksonville. That could get a little tricky because then you could fight JU about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of like the beachy theme for UNF. You don't.
I'm putting feathers
you
or something.
You like more the birds and more like an osprey look.
Yeah, that or like put like Sandra Bullock from Bird Box. Like just put like a giant picture of her with a blindfold on rowing the boat.
That is actually a great
picture
idea.
of Sandra Bullock.
Right in the middle of the court.
It's not a bad idea.
Birds of Trey, baby. Let's go.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Hi, I'm Tito Beverage, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. In the mid-90s, I bought a piece of land in Austin with a credit card check and built the very first micro distillery in the history of the state of Texas. I'd never built a still before, so I did some research and designed and built my own pot stills based on Prohibition-era bust photos I found in the library. I didn't know then that this was kind of the start of the American craft distilling movement right here in Austin, Texas. Cheers. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts: jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax. Temperatures keep climbing, and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Right now, free agent receiver Odell Beckham Jr. getting ready to choose his next team, focusing on the Chiefs, Packers, and Saints, reports ESPN's Diana Rossini. OBJ wants to spend the rest of this season with a playoff contender. As the Packers prepare for Sunday's home game against the Seahawks, they do expect to have quarterback Aaron Rodgers on the field. Coach Matt LaFleur, though, will have a game plan for second-year QB Jordan Love just in case. Saturday, the earliest Rodgers can return from the COVID-19 list. Even with an extended absence from the field, Rodgers will be fine once he's back, says ESPN's David Pollack.
When you've played quarterback for 35 years in the NFL like Aaron Rodgers has, absolutely. I mean, he's seen it all. He's done it all. And, oh, by the way, their defense is playing good football. Like, this team looks, Dylan looks great running the football. Like, this is a really, really good football team.
Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, fractured finger, questionable tomorrow versus Baltimore. Jacoby Brissett starts if Tua's out. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray says his sprained ankle is, quote, way better. He's hoping to play Sunday against the Panthers.
Introducing ATG by Wrangler. We are all greater outdoors, and this apparel doesn't compromise, conform, or call it quits. So, when you're heading into the wild, wearing ATG should be second nature. Shop Wrangler.com today.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
I asked how you went, and just because I had a little more confidence in Will, and that's why he's the line coach, and I trust him. By the way, a heck of a line coach, and he said we're going to go with we should go with Walker, I looked him right. I said, "It's the #1 defense in the league, and we got a guy that's really. Are you sure?" He said, "Coach, I'm sure," and he did very well.
Urban Meyer went to the bullpen, went to Walker Little, and may have got off to a little rocky of a start, but overall, with the sample size, Walker Little did pretty good. You know, for his first start against the Buffalo Bills defensive line, that was pretty impressive going into that game. So, you know, we'll see what the plan now is going forward. How long Cam Robinson is going to be out for, I'd like to think that if Cam Robinson is healthy and ready to go for Indianapolis, Robinson will still get the start. But, you know, I think now you could talk about maybe a competition going on, or at least, you know, breathing some new life into that left tackle position. You know, I see comments out there saying, well, why not move him to right tackle, or why not move him to guard? You know, Walker Little has predominantly been a left tackle his entire career, whether it was in college, I think, or even in high school. And we've seen too many times with this team where guys, you know, sometimes play out of position and it hampers their progress. Now, I think offensive line is different because, well, you're kind of expected to play all those positions, right? You got to be a swing tackle. Sometimes you got to play the guard position. It's a little different than playing like a 3 technique to an edge rusher, right? But at the same time, Walker Little was brought here to play left tackle. Walker Little showcased his skill set against the Buffalo Bills as a left tackle. And I think going forward, regardless of what the situation entails, Walker Little should be regarded as a left tackle and a left tackle only. Whether that means he's starting for the rest of the season, whether that means Cam Robinson is healthy and he takes back his spot, doesn't matter. Walker Little, in my eyes, is a left tackle.
Hey, Austin, I'm glad you brought that up, actually, because everybody's so excited about Walker Little, and I think he delivered. You know, I mean, obviously the coaches had confidence in him. Meyer thought they were going to Will Richardson, but Walker Little delivered. You know, he got off to a slow start. He stepped on his quarterback's foot. That's not good. But outside of that, I think he's getting pretty good reviews. And I think Urban's quote was, hey, he's going to be here for a long time, you know.
Yeah.
So that gives you confidence. Yeah, we judge guys very early, right? We judge the draft class. We're like, hey, why isn't Walker Little playing? Why isn't Andre Sisco playing? Why isn't this happening? Why isn't that happening? We've got some injuries to ETN. But as the season plays out, I don't know if Walker Little's even going to play a lot because Cam Robinson is playing some. But I think they're so confident that Walker Little's going to be the left tackle of the future. At least there's that. I think my problem with this draft class right now is Andre Sisco, I have no feel for. Tyson Campbell, I know he's got some problems, and he's got to fix them, and he's got to get better, but at least they're letting him play through some of that. I don't know anything about Andre Sisco other than I was excited for him to get on the field, and I haven't seen him yet, Austin.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the biggest question mark right now of this draft class is how confident are you in Andre Sisco going forward, because we just haven't seen it. And where that guy was drafted, you know, coming off of a 1-15 type of year, you need guys like that drafted that high to get playing experience, to showcase what they can do. And, you know, with all due respect to Wingard, who's been playing, you know, a high level of football, Sisco was drafted there for a reason, and we still have yet to see it. And it's not because of the physical part of it with his knee or whatever the case may be. It's because he's not, I guess, understanding the system, not understanding the position. So you hope that turns a page pretty soon here, and we can kind of see the skill set that he brings to the table for this defense.
Absolutely. All right, football at 5, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Let's talk more football in a moment, but we're out here at Intuition Ale, and, well, the Bear Hall, which is also run by the Intuition Ale right next door. We got some music playing. Alan Verlander's here. He's helped bring the skateboard championships to Jacksonville, and it's going to happen this weekend. You were just over there at the landing. Hello, Alan Verlander.
How you doing, my
you
friend?
excited about this?
I am. You know, it's God. I mean, I've been blessed to do a lot of different events in this city and all around. This is definitely a unique one. Yeah. You know, I mean, 10 days ago, that Riverfront Plaza was nothing.
Yeah.
And now we've got a 6,000-seat arena with a skate park that they've built in, and it's going to be something. I mean, as you and I were talking off air, there's people coming into Jacksonville from all over the world, and they're coming to see the Skateboard World Championships, but this will be their first time to our city. And so we want to make sure that we welcome them and show off a good time, and it looks like the weather's going to be glorious. Thanks to Mike Burrish.
Yeah, it actually looks really good, too. I mean, it's a little on the warmer side this week after some cooler temperatures, but it's going to come back. So I'll make sure I pass that along to Mike Burrish. I was thinking of that. You have these – you've done so many different events. And I guess you plan the events. You think people, competitors are going to be here. You start selling tickets. This is selling very well. It's almost sold out, by the way. Go to Ticketmaster for some VIP kind of tickets, but the general admission tickets are about sold out. But you don't know until they start building the skate park what it's really going to look like, how it's going to be. And now when those guys go practice on Friday before the competition Saturday and Sunday, really what the feedback will be. I mean, it's basically like putting on a golf tournament, but not building the golf course until like a month before.
Yeah. That's exactly right. And thankfully, my group's not in charge of building the skate park. That's really on SLS.
Well, that's good.
So if the skaters complain about that, they got to go talk to the to SLS. But for us, in building the stadium, I mean, think about building a house. How many things you have to change and all the change orders. That's the same kind of thing with here. But I think overall the weather's going to be great. That's the other thing that when you plan an event inside, one of the hours of sleep you don't lose is you're definitely going to do the event.
That's true.
With this one, I've been worrying about I can't control the weather, and we really don't have a plan B. And so let's just hope it doesn't rain, and it looks like it's going to be great. But it's really sold well. We've got about probably 400 tickets left until we sold out. We've been selling anywhere from 400 to 600 a day. So I would anticipate if you do want to come to it, two things. One, you can come and be a part of it. You just can't get in the stadium with a ticket. It's free outside. ViStar, we've got a family skate park outside. But if you want to get there and have a ticket, go on and buy it tonight, because I think at some point tomorrow we're going to announce a sellout.
Brent Martineau, Alan Verlander from Airstream Ventures helped bring in this World Championship for skateboarding, so unique, first time ever, to the River City. And Austin, I want to bring you in here because you're a skateboarding guy, and you've done some of the interviews. You might come down and bring Ronan down as well. So, you fit this niche, right? I mean, not everybody in Jacksonville is going to go watch skating, but there's a niche audience that people are really, fired up about this. And I just saw some pictures about, looking at the skate park being built. Mm-hmm. And what kind of gets me going, we love the city of Jacksonville, and we know from an outside perspective, sometimes the city gets, a bad rap in different areas. This thing is going to pop on TV. I mean, the background with the city and skateboarders doing all their tricks and everything else, I mean, it's really going to look pretty cool. I know you want to get down here and see it, but it's kind of fun to have something this unique in town.
No, it's going to be fantastic, and we talk about a niche sport like skateboarding that's kind of come into its own really the past, 4 or 5 years because of likes of Instagram and TikTok, where it's really accessible now as back in the day when you guys had to watch skateboarding videos. So the information, the highlights, they're always there for people to see, and these amazing tricks that are always, in terms of progression and everything, it's a daily thing. And then you have a mastermind in Rob Deerdeck, who's a former skateboarder himself, who really put this league on at the forefront and constructed it in a way where it's skateboard friendly. It's not like the X Games where it's like vert. I mean, this is true skateboarding right here, what you're going to see in Jacksonville. And that's the cool thing about it is any kid can grow up in by a street, by a sidewalk, and skateboard. Not every kid is privileged to have a vert ramp or a half pipe, but what you're going to see is tricks being done that can be done really on any stairwell, on any rail, and obviously it's going to be the top talent doing these types of tricks.
Yeah, it's really cool. Alan Verlander with us. You see that? I mean, Austin's got the vert, the half
down.
pipe. He's got all the leg. He's got everything.
Only thing I didn't hear was Ollie or something like that.
Ollie's one of the basic ones. Yep. Thankfully, I can still Ollie, but that's about it.
Well, that's one more thing than you can do than me.
Hey, you were telling me something though, and I think this is really interesting. I'm fascinated with this part of it, like where the people come. But you said you have folks coming from outside the country to come to Jacksonville for this event, from Brazil and other places. And I didn't realize that they would follow it like that. You have a rotating championship; it goes to different places, so that's new. But it also speaks to how big of a deal the event is in the skateboarding world, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I think it's a world championship, and we follow sports. You see world championships in ice skating, skiing, all these different things. It's a big deal, and so for us to have skateboarding, and it was in the Olympics, and now this is their world championship coming off Tokyo. that's a huge deal. And so we were looking at zip codes of where all the tickets were purchased. And there's over 1,000 people coming to Jacksonville from Brazil, Czechoslovakia, France, Australia, all flying into Jacksonville for this event. And so those are the type of events we want to attract to Jacksonville because it shows off our city in a big way. NFL gives us international presence. Think about other events. This is one that will give us a lot more international presence. We've also got people coming in from 18 different states so far. So it's not just people driving up from Orlando or Miami. They're coming from South Dakota, Texas, California. So, I mean, it's going to be a worldwide event. If you're a skateboarding fan, Jacksonville will be on the center stage, and I think Austin would agree with that. Jacksonville will be on the center stage this weekend in this sport.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. We were just talking. I mean, there's so many. We get so many unique events, different events here in Jacksonville to go along with what everybody knows, right? The football, the Players' Championship, the college football, which is cool. Like, it's fun for, well, somebody like me who does this for a living, and the variety of it. I often ask you, and Joel Lamp, who now is working in Alabama but came back to work this event with you.
That was part of our deal.
Yeah, he had to come back
right.
to work this deal. I say, do you guys like have an alphabet of like sports and just check every box to see which most unique event you can bring here? I mean, from curling to this to cycling to whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys
cornhole.
Yeah, cornhole. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, I don't know what letter in the alphabet you're on, but which box are you going to check next?
This weekend we're on S for SLS, right? And skateboarding. So, yeah, I mean, the thing is we have a lot of great facilities here. We're blessed with great weather. We're blessed with beaches. So we have a destination that people want to come to. And then these event planners, they want to come to Florida because we're open for business, and we're very thankful our mayor and city council and all that has kept us open to be able to do these events. And so we look at all different types of things. They have to work financially. This one's a big financial undertaking. But other events are out there that really work for our city. And so we're excited to get this event. We're talking to a lot of other different types of people to bring. And I think what we're going to see is with SLS and the World Championships be here, I've gotten a lot of calls from other events saying, if y'all can do that, will you do this for my event?
Interesting.
So I think it's going to show an open door for us to say, wow, Jacksonville isn't just a football city. They're not just basketball, baseball. They could do stuff like that, and they didn't even have a skate park, and they built it. Man, they could certainly do my event. And so I think it's going to give us really open doors to bring more and more stuff here.
Hey, Austin, I know you've really been clamoring for, like, bocce to come. So I mean, just tell Alan, put it in the suggestion box, and maybe it will happen.
We got to get to Z and then come back to A.
Bocce, I mean, I understand that we're kind of towards the middle of the alphabet, towards the later end, but darts I think would be pretty cool because I know dart. Yeah. I mean, you've seen dart events, those people go crazy, so that'd be a cool party atmosphere. But no, man, you're doing a great job. I can tell you how to do your job. You're doing fantastic.
Hey, Alan Verlander from Airstream Ventures, good luck with it this weekend. I know you got a lot of meeting and greeting going on as this event kicks off right about now. But thanks for having us, and good luck with the weekend.
We appreciate y'all being here. Austin, I'll hopefully see you over the weekend, and appreciate all y'all do because we're very fortunate to have media like you. You cover the NFL, but you cover and you care about all the sports that we do here, and you're a friend, but I don't just say that lightly. We have the best media here, and you are one of the best of just caring about the Players' Championship's massive, NFL's massive, but this is massive too, and you're giving it too. So I appreciate that.
We appreciate you sharing the story. Thanks, man. Good luck. Have a great
guys.
week. And that's pretty cool. Like, it's fun stuff to see all this. This is different events. You just said, it's funny you said darts. Like, Weber loves darts, right?
Oh, of course,
We talk about that all the time. But I'm sitting in a place here, like this beer hall. Now, you said darts, and I'm like, heck, this would be a great place for it.
Absolutely, man.
I mean, you got a lot of open
some
space.
Stadium seating up there, yeah.
I mean, it might not. There's too many windows here or something. But, I mean, it's almost like these guys, Verlander and others that have been a part of the city over the years, Dave Harrow, Joe Lamp, and the mayor is very supportive of sports. You know, this isn't a political comment. He's very supportive of sports, and we've been fortunate over the years, even before I lived here, to have mayors supportive of sports, and I think that's cool. Like, that's great for what we do in this town, of course. But they try different things, and it's almost like everybody else is so enamored with, hey, can you get a Super Bowl back? Can you get a national championship back? Well, then all these things. I mean, I remember going out to like the dirt bike stuff. out on the west side a couple years ago with the radio show. And I
Okay.
forget the exact event, but they brought that here. That was part of what Alan brought and Joel brought here. Cycling was last year, I think, out in Clay County.
Yeah.
This one coming right now. And listen, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And I know people bring this up, I don't like to bring it up with Alan around, but because it didn't really work, although it was an awesome idea. And that was playing the basketball game on the at Naval Station Mayport.
Yes.
And that was a cool idea. It just didn't fire, because of the humidity, and they only could play the first half.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was awesome. That's how outside of the box thinking they get to bring some of the events in here. And I think from the west side to the beach side to the downtown side, you can offer a lot of different things. And I think we're seeing it this week in skateboarding. Listen, Austin, this is something that seriously you have an interest in. You might come down and watch it. If you don't come down, you'll probably watch it on TV a little bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't really fit me. I'm probably not going to watch much of it. Now, I'm going to be in Indianapolis. I'll probably turn it on just to see what it all looks like. I'll pay attention on social media, how we're covering it. Stuart's going to come down and cover it on Sunday. So we'll cover the event. But I'm just saying, if I was not doing what I do, I probably wouldn't come down to this event, but I might come down to something else that fits what I might be interested in,
No, for sure. And kind of much like AEW, this is, it's definitely kind of like a niche sport. But I mean, as far as my son and I are concerned, I mean, I've got my son watching all the skateboard videos. He's pretty versed in it. He skateboards himself. So yeah, I think this is a great opportunity to kind of take him because he knows some of these riders. My favorite rider will be competing, Jamie Foy. Hopefully he'll be here in Jacksonville. It'll be cool to see him. Actually, the skateboard that I have is one of his skateboards that he rides. So I'm a big Jamie Foy guy myself. But it would be cool just because it's something different for this city. You're talking about the best of the best, and it's a championship nonetheless. It's a cool experience that you don't want to say that you missed out on it, I guess what I'm trying to say.
Well, and one other thing, we know we have a lot of fishing tournaments around here. Let's bring in Captain Rick Riles right now with our Florida Sportsman Fishing Report. And it's just another thing in town, Captain Rick. I mean, from fishing to hunting to football to now skateboarding this weekend. We've got some surfing going on out there as well. It's a fun city to live in.
Let me tell you something. The thing I love most about living here as a fisherman, seriously, there is no month that there's not something to look forward to.
That's a good point.
That's a good call.
I was fueling up my boat today because the end of November through the end of the year is our best tuna time of year. So I'll be tuna fishing for the next month, and that will end about the time that wahoos start. Then we move into mahi, and we catch kingfish all summer. There was a time not too long ago when the Greater Jacksonville Kingfish Tournament was the granddaddy of them all. It was the biggest kingfish tournament in the country, and at the time, it was the fourth drawing event in the city of Jacksonville behind the Jaguars and Gator Bowl. At the time, they drew more spectators than the golf tournament did, but that passed by the wayside. Still a big deal, just not as big as it was just a few years ago when kingfishing was quite the rage. Not going to be any kingfishing tomorrow. The stirred up. I went offshore today just to see, and miles was nice. Once I got 4 miles off the beach, it was pretty doggone sloppy for my little 27-foot boat, I promise you that. So we came on back in. Now, inshore fishing is really good, especially sheepshead. If you remember, I said a few days ago that all these big waves would break some of the crustaceans loose from the rocks and get the sheepshead feeding, and they are feeding very, very well. So an awful lot of them come in today. Redfish are biting good. The weather should get better from now right on through Sunday. I think by Friday we'll have boats back in the ocean again, and we'll be anxious to see how they turn out with tuna. But one thing you can count on, we're going to be back tomorrow with another fishing report brought to you by Workman's Quick Fix Plumbing and CSS Landscaping, who is now paying top dollar for quality landscapers. Thank you, Brent.
Thanks, Captain Rick. Appreciate it, man. We'll see you and hear from you again tomorrow. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 every day with Captain Rick, Florida Sportsman Fishing Report. And then don't forget, tune in Saturday morning, 7 a.m. To ESPN 690 as well. The Noles will play tonight, by the way, on ESPN 690. We are your home for Florida State football and basketball. They open tonight. UNF back at it. They lost yesterday, but the Ospreys will be back-to-back days, go Texas Tech and Texas A&M. I mean, unbelievable schedule But we appreciate University of North Florida for their support of our Blitz Scoreboard show. We got the playoffs coming up on Friday, and also Baker Sports as well. We'll have a new committed to the uncommitted, and it's appropriate because it's signing day today. Now, not for the football players, but for everybody else. So it's a special day for all the athletes signing to play at the next level. I tweeted this earlier today. I said, it's not necessarily about the scholarship. That's cool and it's helpful and all that stuff, and your parents love it, and you should, and you've earned it. But I just love the fact that kids get a chance to go play whatever sport they love for another potentially 4 years, Austin, because not everything lands like you in the NFL or in the NBA or Major League Baseball or everywhere else. And some sports don't even have that opportunity to land that big, you know?
No, for sure. You're not wrong there.
Hey, do you like the music in the background?
I can kind of hear a little bit of it.
Yeah, that's good. That's you got. So it's a nice background thing. It's not overpowering. That's good.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what songs play right now. I can't tell. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
Good at name that tune.
I got nothing.
We also have a music bed playing as well.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's a little. Yeah, the music bed that Casey's playing is not the music you're hearing here.
No, for sure.
Hey, we'll be back. A little more football talk when we come back on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny and nice today. Temperatures will reach well into the 70s, a little cooler at the beaches. Partly cloudy tonight into the upper 50s, and a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow. A few scattered showers on your Veterans Day, but also plenty of dry hours. Temperatures will reach the upper 70s. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save up to 41% off during Beard's anniversary sale.
For the ones who are always in the know.
Delivery confirmed.
For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Camrys, Corollas, RAV4s, Tundras, and more. When you're ready to buy a new Toyota, you've got to get to Arlington Toyota. At Arlington Toyota, they've got 300 new Toyotas available, plus interest rates as low as 0% on over 10 new Toyota models. 0%. Plus, you get 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. And every new car purchase gets a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Shop arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/November for full details.
The Florida Forum Speaker Series, brought to you by the Women's Board of Wolfson Children's Hospital, is underway. Don't miss Major General Charles F. Bolden Jr., a retired Marine officer, astronaut, and former NASA administrator, on November 17th, and four-time Super Bowl champion and broadcaster Terry Bradshaw on January 20th, 2022. The series takes place at the Times Union Center for the Performing Arts. Get your tickets today at thefloridaforum.com. The Florida Forum has contributed more than $9.2 million to Wolfson Children's Hospital of Jacksonville.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts: jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
You've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. You have to carefully monitor your health for the rest of your life. And you have an increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease.
Cut. Take 2. Action.
You've been diagnosed with a new purpose: to fight for the amazing life you made for yourself. To look that risk of heart disease square in the face and say, no, not me. You've been given a new opportunity to live. Get started at NoDiabetesByHeart.org.
Hey, you were supposed to be here 10 minutes ago.
Boss, I'm a little freaked out right now.
What's wrong?
It's Safe Touch Security and their video monitoring systems. They're popping up everywhere.
Oh, for a minute you had me worried.
Boss, my next-door neighbor's got Safe Touch video monitoring, the place across the street's got it, and now I notice there's one next door to the one across the street.
Keep it together now.
Boss, I'm surrounded. It's never been more dangerous to be a crook.
Whoa, easy. Look, you're not planning to break into your neighbor's house, are you?
Well, no.
Problem solved. Don't steal their TV and everything will be fine.
Okay. Yeah, that makes me feel better.
Oh, good. But when we're working, we still gotta stick to the Crooks R Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah.
Now get over here. We got work to do. Now for a limited time, the Safe Touch Advantage plan includes free equipment and installation for new customers with an Advantage monitoring agreement. The Safe Touch doorbell camera, a $200 value, can be added for just $99. Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Small businesses continue to face many challenges resulting from the prolonged pandemic. Business owners are working hard to maintain customers, adjust operations, and retain key personnel. At SCORE, our highly trained counselors are here to offer their assistance. In Jacksonville, SCORE provides services to almost 6,000 individuals annually. In addition to ongoing mentoring, we are conducting webinars on topics that can provide timely advice. Visit jacksonville.score.org today for links with more information.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Peace, y'all. This is Common, and I'm passionate about helping the Black community learn about lung cancer, which is why I'm here with Stand Up to Cancer. Fact, in the United States, over 25,000 Black men and women are diagnosed with lung cancer each year. Fact, lung cancer continues to be the leading cause of cancer deaths among Black men and women. Get more information on lung cancer, screening, and clinical trials by visiting standuptocancer.org/lung cancer, because fact, change is possible, and it starts with you.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So it's about time for an oil change? We've got what you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic or synthetic high mileage motor oil and an STP extended life oil filter for just $36.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Basket Brigade, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, knows that any act of kindness makes a difference for many. Make your donation so that families in our community receive grocery gift cards to make their purchases. To donate, visit ESPN690.com. Thank you for donating to make a difference.
Non-existent right now. It's a problem. We had one get behind him, and CJ threw a dot to one of our most reliable guys, Ags. That's a problem. Big plays are a problem right now. It was last year and it's this year. Got to get that fixed. Because you're rolling the dice. If you don't have big plays, you're not going to win. We won because of a really outstanding effort on defense and kind of complimentary football. We drove the ball, didn't put him in bad field position, which is part of the game. But you guys all know, we all know that if you don't have some hits, you're not going to win.
That is Urban Meyer. You know why my mic wasn't on? Because I took the other headset that was over here set up. I thought I took mine, but I took, headset B, that would be. Let's call it that. Brent Martineau here at Intuition Ale as, the crowd picks up as they kick off this SLS World Championship, Skateboarding, Street League Skateboarding Championships in Jacksonville. Practice Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. This will be seen all over the globe. and tickets are about sold out for it from a general admission standpoint. They have some VIP tickets left. You go to Ticketmaster to get those. Big event in town this weekend, so it should be kind of cool. It should be fun. The weather should be fantastic, so it's fun to learn a little bit more about this event that is happening here in town. Brent Martineau here at Intuition Ale and the Beer Hall, which is right next to Intuition Ale, and there's some music being played and people arriving here in the city. Austin Lane and Casey Kurtz in the Action Sports Jax studios. Real quick thought on what Urban Meyer just said. They've got to get something going on down the field. I don't know if it's just James Robinson, Austin, if the play action really just lives and dies by James running the football. Is it different when Carlos Hyde's in the game? Or is it receivers not getting open? Is it protection? Is it, it's probably a little bit of everything, Brent. But there's got to be one. They were pushing the ball down the field earlier in the year. Are they showing different looks to Trevor that doesn't allow him to get ball down the field? Or is he now falling in love with just the opposite of what happened in the first couple of games, and that's more of the check down stuff, to be more cautious with the football and try to just pick up first downs? Because remember now, we have to be honest with ourselves. This is a guy that many of us said after the first 2 weeks, hey, man, we love that you can throw it down the field, but you might not want to do that so much.
No, to me, it's all about picking your shots, right? Like, we didn't want to see him throw it 40-something times a game like we saw against Houston. You want to see a balanced attack and a heavy dose of James Robinson, which is fine. I think the issue comes up is when you do take those deep shots, you have to see those deep shots. I think a couple of times maybe, Trevor Lawrence has missed those opportunities in terms of taking the deep shot. Because it's, once again, like turnovers, if you get one deep shot, they can happen in bunches. And I just feel like right now in terms of momentum, we just haven't seen the deep shots come to fruition for whatever reason.
Well, yeah, look, you can look at the Justin Fields in Chicago the other day. Justin Fields hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football this year. He's struggled. They've been a little disjointed on offense. I don't even think a lot of it's him. I think it's a lot that's around him. And you can really make the case that it's a lot around Trevor Lawrence, not as much Trevor Lawrence when things have been going wrong on offense for the Jags. Not that Trevor's been great and not that Justin Fields has been great. But if you watch that game the other day, things started to open up a little bit when they tried to take deep shots, and they did. Now, it didn't even complete it to Allen Robinson one time, and then I wasn't Allen Robinson. I think it might have been Mooney or somebody else. And then they did complete it to Allen Robinson. But the point is they attempted it. Give your guy a chance to go make a play. And I think you've got to do that. You've got to, especially, I said this earlier this week, from an offensive perspective, one of the assets that you have with this guy at quarterback is this guy's got an arm now. I mean, you didn't have that with Gardner Minshew. He had to do it a little bit different. Other quarterbacks sometimes have to rely on timing, perfect placement, all the rest. You want that, and Trevor's capable of all that, but he also has a cannon of an arm. I mean, the guy can chuck it. And so utilize it. If you're not throwing the ball down the field, you're not using his entire skill set, much like we talked the first couple of games. Hey, you might want to run a little bit because that's actually part of his game. So he has to get the whole tool set working a little bit. And I think part of that would be throwing the football down the field, taking shots, and giving your guys a chance to make a play.
Well, and for sure, and this is what Urban Meyer wants as well, because that's what Urban Meyer did at Florida, or whether it was at Utah, whether it's at Ohio State. Like, he loves taking those deep shots. He loves using those vertical routes. And whether it's just a personnel issue right now, whether it's just not in the game script, but like I think Urban Meyer wants that more than anybody, because that's his MO. That's his calling card. And right now it's getting more towards of a conservative approach, and that's not Urban Meyer's style. So, yeah, I think he wants to see it along with us wanting to see it as well.
All right, hey, injury report. If you missed it and you're just jumping in, this came out earlier today. James Robinson did not practice today. Chris Claybrook's concussion protocol, he did not practice. Myles Jack with a knee. Keep an eye on that. Trevor Lawrence, Cam Robinson practiced on a limited basis. I think those guys should be ready to go. I mean, Trevor's going to be ready to go. Cam Robinson, it looks like he'll be ready to go. On the Indianapolis side of things, Xavier Rhodes, Braden Smith didn't practice. T.Y. Hilton limited, Darius Leonard limited, Quentin Nelson limited. Usually limited on Wednesday means you're in a pretty good shape to play in the football game. I think what still might be a bit concerning, well, should be concerning, Myles Jack and James Robinson both did not practice today. Doesn't mean they can't play on Sunday, but you'd like to see him get on the field tomorrow, start trending toward playing, I would think, Austin.
No, absolutely. Especially James Robinson, who didn't play last week. You want to see him trend in the right direction. Now, to keep in mind we're in the middle of the season, so you don't want to add to the workload when you don't have to. I mean, they're already in shape, obviously. They're already hitting that not taper, but they're already hitting that peak. So, I mean, I wouldn't be too worried about it missing today. I think we talk about tomorrow, then you start to raise the flags a little bit.
Yeah, I do too. Hey, let's hit on a couple other topics. We didn't talk about this coming off the weekend. How were the fights, the UFC fights? There were some headliners. How did it all shake out?
Yeah, UFC, what was it, 268, I believe? So
I think it was 8.
268.
You can make it up, and I wouldn't correct you.
No, for sure. So, yeah, UFC 268. I think it delivered, man. I think it delivered because usually when you have a stacked card like this and people want to hype it up, sometimes these things don't deliver. But it started out with an absolute barn burner, probably fight of the year. If we're being truthful here, and that's Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, an absolute bloody war. We've had Justin Gaethje on the show before. We've seen what he brings to the ring in terms of just sheer violence and not backing down. And his opponent, Michael Chandler, a wrestler in his own right, kind of share that same philosophy. So anytime you get two alphas that don't want to take a back seat, that want to come at you, that want to throw hands, it's the ingredients of a good fight. And that was a fantastic fight. Both guys were wobbled. Both guys look like they're going to go out. It goes the distance. Justin Gaethje wins by unanimous decision, but still a fantastic fight and really a great fight to start out the main card. If we're talking about the main event, the must-see TV, it was Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington. We've seen Kamaru Usman before. Brent met him at the NFL Radio Row. A guy who's really come into his own now as a former grappler, but now has really transpired into a striker. And, once again, a solid fight that went back and forth. Whenever you get these former wrestlers, and Colby Covington being a former wrestler in his own right, when you get these former wrestlers that just, are the definition of grit and not taking a step back and always applying pressure, it's just, it's a great combination for a good fight. And the Kamaru Usman Colby Covington one lived up to the hype as well. There was some bad blood there between them, and either guy was taking a step back, and both gentlemen took some punishment. Kamaru Usman wins by unanimous decision, a good showing for him. And much to Colby Covington, couldn't even dispute it. I mean, that night Kamaru Usman was the better man, and now I think we're talking about Kamaru Usman, we're probably talking about the pound-for-pound best fighter right now in the UFC.
Well, there you go. Did I hear, Casey, by the way, did you win on that Gaethje fight?
You better believe it.
My man.
I don't lose.
I thought I heard that.
Only college basketball. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys or what. He won the fight. I fist pumped super hard and hurt my elbow.
Oh, yeah. I think maybe that's where I did learn about that.
Yes, yeah. So I did.
Stuff getting old when you're 24.
There's too many miles on the elbow, and I guess I got to warm up before I fist pump now. So that's good to know for the rest of my life.
Physical therapy, here you come.
If you know somebody.
Yeah. Well, I think we could probably arrange that.
Yeah,
we could probably do that.
I got you.
Hey, speaking of, I know you don't like this topic, but I hate to tell you, we love Frank Gore down here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So we'll be rooting for him in the next boxing match that he has.
Yeah. on the Jake Paul undercard. The fight that, I don't know. Casey, did you ask for this?
No.
I didn't ask for it. Did anybody ask for this fight? Did anybody see this fight coming? I certainly didn't. Frank Gore will be taking on Deron Williams in the Paul Fury undercard in the heavyweight division in a sanctioned boxing match. And I don't know why. There.
Yeah, I don't either.
There.
Frank Gore, by the way, what a life. What a life for that guy.
Yeah, but dude, I mean,
you said this is a heavyweight fight?
Heavyweight fight, yeah. So Frank Gore coming in at he's 590. I'm sorry, 5'9". 5 foot. Yeah, 590. No, he's 5'9", 212 pounds. Well, he says 212 pounds. Probably weighs a little more to play heavyweight. And I don't know the size of Deron Williams. Let's go to because I'm trying to go to the tail of the tape right here.
6'2".
I feel like he's taller than that, isn't he?
Than that.
I mean, he's a basketball player, man. You got to be.
I know, but I thought he was a smaller
Deron Williams is 6'3".
Okay.
Yep. 37 years old, has the reach advantage, has the youth advantage. Yeah.
Did you say he was starting to look a little bit like Zion Williamson?
I didn't say that, but he has gained some weight, yes.
He's not as big as Zion Williamson.
But, yeah, Zion Williamson's a different level.
He's chucking
Remember,
Shaq's baby.
Deron Williams was good now. I mean, remember him at Illinois. I think he was just okay in the NBA, if I remember correctly.
He had a few good years.
He was good with Brooklyn.
That would have been with the Nets, yeah.
Did he play at Utah, too?
Yeah, he was at Utah. He was with the Mavericks, the Cavaliers. But, yeah, he was good in Brooklyn.
Like, by the way, that's a great, thought. Like, what is the average amount of teams a guy plays for in a 12-year NBA career?
It's a good call.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, and this is such a crazy part. Like, we know this exists now in sports. Like, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they all play for multiple teams. There are very few Derek Jeters that exist anymore, right?
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers even ends his career with the Colts. So, we're so used to it. It's not even. We used to talk about this kind of topic. Like, I can't believe the free agency that there's not a lifer anymore. Well, it just doesn't happen very much. But so much so now that, heck, it's almost like if you don't play for 3 teams, you haven't played in the league long enough.
No, for sure. You're not wrong, man. You are not wrong.
It's pretty well. And the NBA really feels that because the money is so good in the NBA and guaranteed that I feel like you get a lot of guys hanging on even more. Like, did Vince Carter need to play for as long as he played? Probably not, but the money was still damn good.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure the money's good in boxing, but, you're 38 years old, Frank Gore, and you've accumulated a lot of money, I feel like, in your career. Do you really need to go out there and box Deron Williams?
He said, if I don't have CTE, I'm going to get it now.
How much are these guys How much are these guys getting paid for these celebrity fights?
I mean, I'm sure they're...
It's got to be good.
Really?
Yeah. Why would Darren Williams come fight Frank Gore for no reason?
Yeah, because it's not like there's bad blood between them or anything.
Right. There's got to be money involved because he has a pretty good life. He plays in, every celebrity golf event. I'm sure he's not looking for CTE, but if the money's good enough, might as well.
Yeah, but don't you think it's more like checking off a box? How much are they really going to get hurt?
I mean...
Dude, Frank Gore, I would not want to get punched in the face by.
Heck no.
Darren Williams, I could probably... Well, I wouldn't say I could take it, but I would definitely rather be hit by him than Frank Gore.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what's more embarrassing for those guys, that they're boxing or that they're on a Jake Paul undercard.
Well, the one guy fought Jake Paul, didn't he? The dude that won the dunk contest?
Oh, yeah. Is it Robinson?
Nate Robinson.
The short guy, Nate Robinson, yeah.
Oh, Nate Robinson did.
So what did he have to gain?
I don't know. I don't know if these guys are gaining anything. I feel like that's more embarrassing than anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pay the pay-per-view. I'll tell you that much right now. I'm not going to be paying for this one. Sorry.
I mean, maybe we can get on the undercard putting me through the table.
I mean, if you want to wait that long, so be it. But you can stall all you want. You're going through a table eventually.
The fight is in Tampa. Maybe we can just jump in the ESPN 690 promo vehicle downstairs and go.
Oh, if we only had one of those.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, can we make some kind of surprise appearance on AEW and go through the table? That would be pretty wild. I come out of the crowd, and there's a fight that erupts in the crowd.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. Actually,
now we're talking. That'd be pretty cool.
Hey, we can write this story, Austin. You're already a story writer when it comes to
Stadium Stampede, take 3.
Yeah,
I like that.
All right, we'll be back. We'll have it Intuition Ale. Back on ESPN 690 with more creative ideas right after this.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jax, and I have something brand new to ESPN 690 to share with you. Every Jags home game morning, we are bringing you ESPN 690 Game Day Live from the Duval House. Brent Martineau will be live at the Duval House, right next to the bank, and I'll be in studio getting you ready for a Jags home game, the other games around the NFL, fantasy football, and even some Survivor Pool advice as well. Listen live every Jags home game morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's ESPN 690 Game Day Live, sponsored by the Duval House.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Martineau. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location. Get 6 wings, French fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, French fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
It's a sale so big, it's been 4 decades in the making.
It's Beards Diamond's incredible 41st anniversary sale, going on now until November 30th.
All GIA certified loose diamonds, all designer settings, pendants, bracelets, earrings, engagement rings.
Everything store-wide is on sale up to 41% off.
We've brought in extra inventory just for this sale.
For over 4 decades, families have been shopping at Beards Diamonds for the absolute lowest prices. Now, to say thank you, everything in the store is discounted up to 41% off.
Nobody beats Beards Diamonds prices.
If you're popping the question soon, celebrating a big anniversary, or even shopping early for the holidays,
now you can go even bigger and save thousands.
Beards Diamonds will never be beat on price. Believe it.
Shop the largest inventory in North Florida at Never Seen Savings.
Everything store-wide is on sale up to 41% off. But hurry, these savings will only last until November 30th.
Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-519-3035. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-519-3035. That's 800-519-3035. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. The good news is, Tobacco-Free Florida is here to help you quit your way by offering the free support and tools you'll need to succeed. Our AHEC cessation program offers Group Quit, virtual classes you can take from the comfort of your own home across every county in Florida. All you need is a phone, tablet, or computer. You may also be eligible to receive up to $400 worth of free quit aids, such as nicotine patches, lozenges, or gum. You aren't alone, and our group quit sessions can offer the support you've needed all along. It doesn't matter how many times you've tried to quit, now is your time to succeed, because now is the time to quit your way. So give us a call at 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW to double your chances of success. Ask about free nicotine replacement options to help you quit today. This is your start to a tobacco-free life. No judgments, just help.
Nights of Lights dazzles with more than 3 million lights in the historic district of St. Augustine. Now imagine doubling those lights as they reflect off the water during your tour with Redboat Tours. Avoid downtown crowds by boarding at Beach's Restaurant Marina at 250 Volano Road. Then sit back and let Captain Tony and Miss Jennifer take you on a tour you'll never forget. Don't settle for imposters. Make no mistake, Redboat Tours is St. Augustine's only USA Today Reader's Choice Best Boat Tour 3 years running. Book your Nights of Lights tours now at redboattours.com.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Intuition Ale is where we're at, and it's a little bit of a party here. Get ready for the SLS World Championships. Somewhere in there is skateboarding. Goes by SLS. Street League skateboarding is what it is. World Championships. And that's coming up on Saturday and Sunday. Practice on Friday. It's right in downtown Jacksonville. Really cool. I saw some of the pictures today. I haven't been over there, but I saw some pictures about the skate park being built. And It's got Austin's attention now. If we can get Austin's attention, I like that. That's pretty cool, and it's almost sold out. Ticketmaster, the place to go, but only a few hundred tickets. Alan Verlander told us you might want to go tonight to get those tickets. Now you can come around it. You might just not be allowed in the arena part, if you will, but you can still participate in the festivities. It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend, and the backdrop will be awesome. So watching this thing on social media and everywhere else should really make Jacksonville look good. That's all I saw, Austin. Like the TV guy in me, when I saw the skate park, I was like, "Oh, that's going to be really good looking."
Oh yeah, for sure.
The way they shoot this thing,
wide angle, close-ups, for sure, man.
Because you'll see the water, you'll see the river, you'll see the downtown, the background, the buildings across the river. So it should be really cool. And again, you know what, Alan Verlander said, you got to get lucky on some of these things, and the weather is where you got to get lucky. And so. One of the reasons the Players' Championship is so awesome when there's weather, the HD cameras and the colors pop and all that stuff. Well, if you got an event by the water and it's a nice day, well, those HD cameras and the colors pop.
Yeah.
And it makes everything look like 10 times even better. So hopefully we get that. But cool little kickoff event right here with the SLS World Championships coming to Jacksonville this weekend. Tomorrow we're actually going to talk a little bit about the surfing coming to town. We'll talk a little bit with the Icemen as well, as they've got a home game on Friday, and we got plenty of football too. We'll be in Indianapolis this weekend. Tonight there's some basketball. Florida State hoops gets rolling on ESPN 690, so make sure you tune in to that. Friendly reminder, we mentioned the signing day. Now it's a signing day today for everybody but football. Football will have their early signing day coming up closer to Christmas. It'll be in December, and so it's cool that this is a day for football drowns out a lot of the other kids, a lot of the other sports sometimes. And so everybody else has their day. And coming up tonight on CBS 47 and Fox 30, 650 and 1050 and 1120. Basically, we're going to dedicate our sportscast to trying to highlight as many of the kids as possible that signed today in all the different schools. Too many to name, but congratulations to all of them as well. Last week, Austin, was such a big storyline-filled week in the NFL. And it's really weird outside of Odell Beckham Jr. It's like, okay, what happened to everything?
True.
Where are the headlines?
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden it went from this blitz of really bad news, like Henry Ruggs and Aaron Rodgers stuff and all this Arnett.
Yeah, but now it's Dalvin Cook as well. So there's
still
some.
Dalvin Cook. That's the Dalvin Cook. I got to be honest with you here, and it's a tough story to talk about too much because there seems like there's so much unknown.
Sure.
In this story. And I kind of hesitate to get into it. But it seems like there's a lot going on here, right?
No, there's definitely a lot going on here. And it'll only be speculation in terms of what it's actually happening because I don't think anybody besides Dalvin Cook and his significant other really know what happened right now as the details kind of get hashed out. But anytime that, your name is at least tied to domestic violence and things like that, it's not good. So, I'm sure those in charge of due diligence, they'll get to the bottom of this and we'll see what happens. But just, even going through it, obviously, for Dalvin Cook, it's not a good look.
Yeah, no, the whole thing is not. And it came out kind of spun a different way last night, and now more information has come out. So, it's almost like there's just not enough info out there to touch too much from an opinion-based standpoint.
Correct.
I don't think.
Yeah, but it's just not good if your name's in that conversation, though.
You don't want it. And by the way, his name was in that conversation back at Florida State in a summer incident, and he was never found guilty of anything. It was like a false claim. Yeah. But, again, he's been in this conversation in the past, and nothing came of that. That was a false claim. But we'll see what happens with this one. Very talented player, obviously, for the Minnesota Vikings. We got Florida State basketball coming up tonight on ESPN 690. We'll see you on TV a little bit later, CBS 47, Fox 30. And Austin will do it again tomorrow from String Sports Brewery at 3 o'clock on ESPN 690.
Sounds good, man. Go enjoy those bunt cakes. We'll see you tomorrow, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to go ride some skateboards.
I would love to see. You think tables are dangerous. Brant, be careful now.
I've got a little experience doing the skateboard, like when I was like 10, 11, 12. No experience on jumping through tables.
So. Sure.
We'll do it again tomorrow on ESPN 690. Have a good night.